CTV Sports presents the 2000 MasterCard Memorial Cup. We're anchored in Halifax Harbor, home of the Canadian Naval Dockyard. The forces at work as we prepare to bridge the gap to the 21st century. Memorial Cup final brings two champions together. The OHL's Barrie Colts face the QMJHL's Rimouski Oceanic. To the winner goes the cup. Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the Metro Center in Halifax. I'm Darren Millard. This is the Memorial Cup, signifying junior hockey supremacy since 1919. It's full of history, it is full of champions, but today it starts down a brand new road. Our two finalists have never been here before, meaning whoever wins today will also skate off with its first Memorial Cup championship. The QMJHL title holders, Rimouski Oceanic, are definitely the favorites entering this one. 3-0 through the course of the round-robin tournament. They scored at will. They defended when needed. They had the bye to the championship game. The Barrie Colts a week ago probably thought they wouldn't get this far. 0-2 start. They turned it around with a 3-2 double overtime victory over Kootenay on Wednesday and played their best game of the week yesterday in the semifinal against Halifax. Bring in Ryan Walter, and they say this is the most elusive trophy in sports, and with good reason.
It's been a long road for both of these teams. The 40 players that are participating in today's Memorial Cup are in their 277th day together. They've endured 128 days of practice. Barrie in their 99th game, Rimouski in their 92nd game. It's an amazing road to try to gain an elusive cup, and one team will walk away with it here this afternoon.
And the gamesmanship has already started, the mind games especially. Coach Bill Stewart of the Barrie Colts packed up a cup, took it into his dressing room before the game and unpacked it and said, there's the trophy, boys. If you want it, go out and get it. With more in this game, let's go to Cam Moon and Kevin Quinn.
Thanks very much, guys. Good afternoon, everyone. It has been an historic week here in Halifax, and the Barrie Colts trying to make history. No team that has gone through the round robin at 1-2 has ever won the Memorial Cup. And if the Colts want to do that, Cam, they're going to have to defeat the team with the best scorer in the CHL.
Well, Brad Richards, a Tampa Bay draft pick, and with 6 points so far here in the MasterCard Memorial Cup, is a tough one to stop. 186 points during the regular season. He can put the puck in the net. And so can Uri Kolnick, a New York Islander draft pick. He has 3 goals, 3 assists so far in the MasterCard Memorial Cup. Sheldon Keefe leads the Barrie Colts. He was the OHL scoring champ with 121 points during the regular season. And Dennis Schvidtke, the Florida draft pick, also with 4 points throughout this MasterCard Memorial Cup. These are the big gunners for these two clubs, and these are the guys that, well, they'll be leading their teams here this afternoon.
You know, all week, if you've been with us, we've put the Tissot ticker on some stars, and we're doing that again today. Tissot, Swiss watches since 1853. Here's a couple of guys that can turn things around for their team.
Well, Dennis Schvidtke had 1 goal, 2 assists against Halifax in the semifinal yesterday. And you look at Brad Richards, 2 goals, 1 assist versus Barrie in their 7-2 win in the round robin.
All comes down to 1 game. Darren.
Gentlemen, this game marks an end to Memorial Cup 2000 in Halifax. The tournament moves west to Regina next year. With the pageantry of hockey, we go to ice level. Pat Connolly and Marty Kingston.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time it is our pleasure to direct your attention to center ice for today's opening ceremonies. The Canadian Hockey League would like to extend its sincere appreciation to the Halifax Mooseheads Organizing Committee and the hundreds of volunteers for their tremendous time and effort in making the 2000 MasterCard Memorial Cup one of the best tournaments ever. Please welcome the president of the Halifax Mooseheads Hockey Club, Mr. Ken Mounts. Please welcome the president of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, Mr. Gilles Courteau. And representing the host committee for the 2001 Memorial Cup is the governor and president of the Regina Pats, Mr. Russ Parker. And welcome the commissioner of the Western Hockey League, Mr. Dev DeLay. Next year, the 2001 MasterCard Memorial Cup moves west across our great country to another historic hockey city, Regina, Saskatchewan. It is with great pleasure we pass on the Memorial Cup banner to Mr. Parker. The entire Canadian Hockey League and our 6.5 million fans are eagerly awaiting another great hockey event in Regina next year. Thank you, Halifax, and good luck, Regina. At this time, we would ask the captains of both teams to join at center ice for today's ceremonial face-off. Please welcome the Vice President of Marketing of MasterCard Canada, the title sponsor of the Memorial Cup, Ms. Tracy Folks Henson. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, the hockey world was saddened with the passing of a legend of the game, Maurice "Rocket" Richard. At this time, we would ask you to stand and observe a moment of silence as we all reflect on this gentleman's contributions to the game and the character of this nation.
Mesdames et messieurs, on observe un moment de silence pour M. Maurice Richard, ancien capitaine des Canadiens de Montréal, décédé hier à l'âge de 78 ans.
And now please remain standing and join with Kilt for the singing of our national anthem.
Mesdames et messieurs, l'hymne national avec Kilt. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for
What are the odds of getting a flat when you're in a hurry, when there's no one else around, or when it's really nasty out? Beat the odds with new Prestone Tire Jack in the safety orange can, the premium sealer and inflator that passes the Prestone 7-nail test. Tire Jack's exclusive AcroSeal system seals punctures tight with acrylic resins and inflates your tire to get you going. Put your tires in the Prestone zone with new Prestone Tire Jack and get protection that's tough as nails.
From the rugged hills of the interior to the scorching heat of the Badlands, Canada is a torture test for any engine. But with MotoMaster's Formula One climate-proven oils or advanced synthetics protecting your engine, there's nothing that can stop you. Well, almost nothing. This is Canada. MotoMaster works here.
Uplink in Ottawa. Ready to go in Toronto. Check your levels in Edmonton. In 3.
The Molson Canadian Rock Simul Bash. 5 live bands, 5 cities, 1 simultaneous cross-country bash. Find a black bottle or can freshly marked cases for your chance to win this Canada Day.
No purchase necessary. Must be legal drinking age.
CTV Sports is proud to present the 2000 MasterCard Memorial Cup from the Metro Center in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Brought to you by Canadian Tire, still the right place. By Dodge, a proud sponsor of Major Junior Hockey. By Molson Canadian, it's a Canadian game. And by Sherwood, proud to serve the hockey world.
Two teams, one championship. We shall look at the starting goalies in the nets. Brought to you by Coho, the brand of goalie equipment used by Patrick Waugh.
Brian Finley, the national first rounder in '99, 34 saves versus Halifax in the semifinal yesterday. And on the other side, Sebastian Caron, the best goaltender so far in this tournament, a 2.00 goals against average. You look at the postseason in this one, 12-1 in his last 13 games for Sebastian Caron.
Referee is Eric Berlat. Sylvain Cloutier and Serge Carpentier are on the lines, and we are underway. Rimouski Oceanic, the home team, in white. The Barrie Colts in their road blues. The top line for the Oceanic. And the top scorer in the Quebec League in the CHL is number 39, Brad Richards. Out there with Uri Kolnick and Jan Cadu. The Colts start their checking line of Jurajitsky, Verbeek, and Henderson as we take a look at the starting lineups. Brought to you by Toyota and its dealers.
On defense, Sean Cation, the power play specialist here for the Barrie Colts. He'll let that shot go from the point, but also Ryan O'Keefe, the big guy back there for the Barrie Colts. And up front, the line of Schmidtke, Jefferson, and Keefe really tell the tale for this hockey club. When they're playing well and going hard, that line wins games for this Barrie Colt hockey club.
Mike Jefferson of the Barrie Colts, number 34, out there now with Keefe and Schmidtke. And Mike Jefferson has gotten a lot of fans here upset, especially those who cheer for the Quebec League, with his comments in the newspapers. But Brad Richards saying that Brad Richards would not last 5 games in the Ontario Hockey League. Here's a chance now for Dennis Schmidtke, moves in, but Benarny cuts him off, and Sebastian Caron gets to the puck. Let's take a look at Rimouski's starting lineups. Again, brought to you by Toyota and its dealers.
Well, on defense, Michel Perriard, 100 points during the regular season, and he's leading this Rimouski club with 7 points so far in this MasterCard Memorial Cup. And up front for Rimouski, Uri Kolnick. Keep an eye on him. This guy can blast the puck. When he gets it, he'll let it go, and Brad Richards sets him up nicely.
Uri Kolnick with 3 goals and 6 points in this tournament. Had 3 assists in the win over Barrie. These teams meeting, it was 7-2 in favor of Rimouski. The captain, Jonathan Beaulieu, leaves it there for Alex Tremblay. He'll just flip it in out there with Benoit Martin. Sean Cation on the blue line for the Colts with Nick Robinson. Jefferson, number 34, to Sheldon Keefe. And that's offside as Jefferson and Benoit Martin exchange pleasantries.
Jonathan Beaulieu, the captain of the Rimouski Oceanic, is led by example so far. Beaulieu with 4 goals in this MasterCard Memorial Cup. He's been in the right place at the right time, and he's played well defensively. I think he really does a good job in his own end, but offensively he can chip in, obviously scoring the 4 goals so far. Beaulieu has been a good leader.
He has got one of each kind of goal. An even strength, a power play, a shorthanded, and an empty netter.
Is that hitting for the cycle?
That is the Memorial Cup version of the cycle. Early moment of the first period. Rimouski and Barrie for the 82nd Memorial Cup. Uri Kolnick out there with Jan Cadu. Here's Cadu. There's a quick shot. Finley, the first save of the game. That brings about the fireworks. Eric Reitz, who has been outstanding, the rookie for the Barrie Colts, number 5 on defense. His stick caught in the bench of the Oceanic. Kolnick. And he tie up. Brad Richards flips it around the far board. It's going to be kept in by Blaine Down. Out there with Henrik and Christian. Reitz back to Ed Hill as the Colts make changes. Henderson, Verbeek, and Jurajitsky step on the ice for Barrie. Thatcher Bell, ranked number 23 by Central Scouting. He was number 14 out there for the Oceanic now with Poulet and the big guy Jacques Lariviere. Jurajitsky long shot. Caron, his first save, and he's going to hang on to it.
Well, you see the Riviera crash in front of the net as Judashinsky let it go. Matt Judashinsky, a 20-year-old from Mississauga, Ontario, getting the shot at Sebastian Caron. Caron's a Pittsburgh Penguin draft pick. 3rd round in 1999. A walk-on in training camp last year. Made the club. Played so well that they were able to trade Phil Sauvé. Eventually ended up with the Hull Olympique.
From the face-off goes back to Michel Ouellette. Ouellette. And center, long shot in. That one misses the target. Ryan O'Keefe gets it to Judashinsky. Can't get it out. Ronnie Benarni puts it on net. Finley makes the easy save, and Kim Verbeek chops at it to try and get it out. Can't do it. Ouellette keeps it in. Thatcher Bell has it now. Bell to Ouellette. Moving up front from his knee. Takes a shot. Traffic in front. Eases wide, and a first penalty coming up with this hockey game. And it's going to be a cross-checking call, and the Barrie Colts are going to find themselves shorthanded.
Tim Branham will go off for cross-checking in this Rimouski power play, which is cruising along at 23.5%. Will get their first chance. Coach Bill Stewart would like his Barrie Colts, I would imagine, to stay out of that penalty box as much as possible. This Rimouski power play is extremely potent. And right in front of the net it happened. And Branham will go off.
This power play is brought to you by Power Bar, the official energy bar of the Canadian Hockey League. Rimouski, as Cam mentioned, 4 power play goals. All 4 came in the game against Barrie on Tuesday, the 7-2 victory. Tremblay out there to start this power play with Beaulieu and Kolnick. Brad Richards will be on the blue line. And he, as we mentioned, the top scorer in the Quebec League with 186 points. And he has the puck now. Richards winds over to Kolnick. That pass intercepted by the captain, Sheldon Keefe. Kept in by the Oceanic. Hill gets it to Jefferson. Mike Jefferson can't get it out. Uri Kolnick moving in. There's a shot. That one hit and Hill and goes wide. Richards will keep it in. Reitz turns the puck over. Tremblay doing a good job. Jefferson in there fighting for it against Beaulieu, and he does get it out to center. 1:30 to go in the first power play opportunity of this game. Keefe out there with Jefferson, Reitz, and Hill. Finley from behind his net, leaves it for Hill. Turned over, Kolnick out in front. There's a chance for Richards, and it goes off his skate. Rimouski keep it in. Richards with a shot. That gets deflected into the corner. Kolnick will keep it in. Rimouski doing a good job with the man advantage. Kolnick sets up top. Perriard back to Kolnick. Walks in. Wrist shot. Blocked by Reitz. And Hill with a chance to clear it out. And that's exactly what he does with less than a minute to go in the first penalty.
Well, Kolnick getting the puck on the left wing. As soon as he gets it, he likes to shoot it. And the Colts know it. They're dropping down in front of him.
Shot in. Finley will handle it there. Ryan O'Keefe takes a bump. Comes up top for Perriard. Perriard into Ouellette. Michel Ouellette shot. Finley the save. Puck loose into the corner. 32 seconds to go in the man advantage. The Colts will bring it out. Here is Blaine down. He'll flip it in and head to the bench. Michael Henrik steps out with Dennis Vitke. 20 seconds to go in the man advantage. Brad Richards crosses the blue line. Wrist shot. That one didn't miss the far corner by much. Perriard will keep it at the blue line. There's a long shot. Knocked down by O'Keefe. Turns it over right in front. Thatcher Bell had a chance, but he couldn't get loose. And here's a chance now short-handed for Michael Henrik. Henrik trying to get away from Thatcher Bell. Cannot do it as Bell came back. Caron gets the puck, and he'll hold on to it.
Well, Michael Henrik, the Edmonton Oilers first-round pick in '98, breaks that play open on the penalty kill just as the penalty did expire as they went down the ice. Michael Henrik pressuring the puck up high and getting it out of his own end. A 4th-year Barrie Colt, 86 points during the regular season, and then led his club in the postseason with 28. Michael Henrik still looking for a contract from the Edmonton Oilers.
He picked up his first goal with a semifinal victory over Halifax. Made it 5-3 and a 6-3 victory for the host team Mooseheads. 14 minutes, 57 seconds to go here in the first period. Shots on goal, even at 2, no score. Dennis Vitke with Michael Christian. Poirier, number 11, out there with J.P. Briere, and he comes out now for Jean-François Babin. Number 18 goes to the net. Puck comes loose. And Tim Branham picks it up there, and he'll just flip it into Rimouski territory. Caron steers it to the Vancouver draft pick, Winnie Bedard. Poirier, quick bell. And Thatcher Bell got in ahead of that play. It's offside.
Well, Joe Roulier going to the bench. Roulier was an LA draft pick, 5th round of 1998. So he got the stick up right around the throat area. Has been very steady on the blue line for the Rimouski Oceanic. And Roulier in his own end, and Schmidtke gets the stick right up under the chin there on Roulier.
He was looking for the call.
I think he's going to be all right.
Roulier did a great job of shutting down the Halifax scoring machine, Ramsey Abid, when these teams played. And Hill in behind his net. For Verbeek. Canzano trying to keep it in. Chudovitsky back the other way. He's got Henderson. Here's a 2-on-1. Chudovitsky, number 19, trying to get it to Henderson. Here's a chance for Verbeek, and he put it over top of the net. And it goes off the mesh behind the glass here at the Metro Center, but a great chance for Tim Verbeek.
Well, the Barrie Colts get an odd man situation here, and the reason they do is Sean Scanzano pinches up. You see Scanzano pitches up at center, misses the player and the puck. Perriard was a lone man back, but Uri Kolnick gets all the way back into the play just at the last second, and Sebastian Caron did not even have to stop a shot. Looked like a clear-cut 2-on-1, but Kolnick gets back into the play after Scanzano was caught deep.
Jefferson, Keith, and Schmidtke, the top line for the Colts out there. Now here's the captain, Sheldon Keith, OHL scoring champion. Jefferson, wrap around, Caron stops that. Schmidtke behind the net to Sheldon Keith. Keith working it down low to Schmidtke. On with Jefferson, Roulier. Tries the knock. Schmidtke off the puck, can't do it. Dennis Schmidtke drops it back for Eric Reitz. Flips it on net, that one goes wide. Tremblay and Keith alive. And Hill will keep it in for the Colts. Now the other way. Beaulieu looking for the puck, going with Benoit Martin. Keith giving a bump back to the point. There's Reitz's shot, deflected by Beaulieu into the corner, and Tremblay comes up with it for Rimouski. Tremblay spun around to the blue line. Roulier is going to have to wait. Flips it in, and that's offside. Schmidtke all over Martin. Play continues, though. The delayed offside not called, and Roulier has it back in his own zone. Roulier's pass didn't work. Colts take possession. Nick Robinson. He'll flip it in. He opened the scoring against Halifax in the semifinal on Saturday. Knocked down by Mike Christian. Kept in Roulier. Bounces it off the boards and gets it out to center. Christian picks it up there, and he'll just shoot it in. 12 minutes, 46 seconds to go here in the first period. Joshua Riviere turns it over to Barnes. Barnes winds and fires a shot. That one missed the target. Christian will keep it in. Trying to get it back up to the point, but Robinson couldn't keep it in. He'll go back and then give it to Ryan Barnes, who flips it in on Caron, who handles the one-hopper. Loose in front. Downs almost in there, looking for the loose puck. Almost put it home. Had a chance to. Caron steered it behind the net. Down. Has it now to Henderson. Mike Henderson, backhand. Caron makes the save, and he's going to hang on to it. 12:10 to go here at the final of the Memorial Cup. No score between Barrie and Rimouski.
My day starts here, but who knows when it'll end. That's why I use Speed Stick Ultimate Deodorant. It's formulated to give you antibacterial protection that kills odor. I know I can count on Speed Stick to provide protection for a full 24 hours. Because 9 to 5 just doesn't exist anymore. Speed Stick Ultimate Deodorant for tough 24-hour protection.
Started with a pair of boots. Kodiak boots, actually. And it just grew from there. It grew from boots to shoes. From shoes to clothing. Everything to dress you up or dress you down. Oops, not that far down. You could say that wearing Kodiaks has taken on a whole new meaning. Dodge Dakota brings you a startling new advancement. Doors. Great big ones. On the driver's side and the passenger side.
each with windows that go all the way down. So what's the big deal about 2 great big wide opening doors? Nothing, but 4 is a different story. Dodge Dakota Quad Cab. Real truck, real doors.
Bauer is a proud presenting sponsor of today's game and the official supplier of uniforms to both teams. Bauer, leave an impression. And want to remind you that the Earl edition of Sports Central will have Joe Tilley. 6 o'clock Eastern, 6:30 local time, Ontario West and Pacific, and then the prime time of Sports Central comes your way with Jamie Campbell and Mike Toth. They'll wrap up the day in baseball. Also talk about the NBA and, of course, the MasterCard Memorial Cup. Kevin Quinn along with Cam Moon, Ryan Walter, and Darren Millard. Shots on goal favoring Rimouski 5-2 to this point. They've had 1 power play opportunity. Mike Jefferson is out there to take the draw. And Jefferson, how many face-off circles has he been thrown out of this week? Keith will take it back to Jefferson. His pass turned over, and here is Tremblay back the other way. 3-on-2 for Rimouski. Tremblay moving in with Roulier and Beaulieu. There's a shot. Finley to save. Rebound cleared into the corner. Chasing behind the net. Jefferson starts out. Mike Jefferson. Pass to Sheldon Keith. That was behind him. Keith carries on. Puck comes loose, and Beaulieu has it there. And he'll get it out to center. Branham fires it back in. Keith will get to it first. He takes a bump from Roulier. Jefferson also hit by Benoit Martin. Jefferson comes up with it. Cross ice for Tim Branham. Branham right in front. Carroll on the pad save. Tremblay back the other way. Tremblay crosses the line. He goes down to one knee. Puck goes into the corner. Tim Branham takes a bump from Beaulieu. Schwitke comes up with it. He takes a hit, fights through the check from Benoit Martin and carries on. Here's Schwitke moving in. Dennis Schwitke, wrist shot. Carroll on the save, and he'll hang on to it.
Carroll holding on to that Schwitke shot from the slot. The Florida draft pick just lets it go on net, and this line gets out here. They are so dangerous. And Schwitke right in the slot lets it go, and it looks like that might have caught Sebastian Carroll in between pads, and maybe just over the top of the knee. So Carroll's getting up, but it looks like he's going to be all right, which is good news for Rimouski Oceanic. Eric Savai on the bench right now, an 18-year-old rookie who played in 28 games this season. Carroll has been the guy for this club, playing in 54 during the regular season.
Has to make a stop right there off the faceoff. And that's the 4th shot he has faced so far in this first period.
Well, they kept it pretty busy early on here, and with the more that the line of Keith, Schwitke, and Jefferson is out there, the more shots that Sebastian Carroll is going to see, as that line has been tough for everybody in the whole MasterCard Memorial Cup to keep under wraps.
Now it's the second line. Henrik down and Christian out against the top line for Rimouski, and that is Kolnick and Brad Richards along with Cadu. 45 is Kolnick. He loses it to Christian. Christian goes down. Richards trying to keep it in, but can't. Here's Blaine down at the blue line. Down. Herrera Greeks a little bit too far for him. Richards will pick it up, and a penalty coming up is Sean Scanzano. Knocked down Blaine down, and he'll go for interference.
Well, Scanzano just runs into Blaine down, and I don't know if he really saw him there or not. And Coach Doris Labonte will have to get his team out on the penalty kill. Barrie power play at 10.5%. You see Scanzano, yeah, he was just trying to put a pick. He saw him all the way. He was trying to pick play, and Scanzano goes to the penalty box. Scanzano has a sore back right now, and there was some question whether he'd play in this game or not, and he is. But Rimouski goes pretty much with 4 defense, with Roulier and Perriard, Scanzano back there, and they don't look a whole lot to Aaron Johnson and Brent McClellan back on the bench. So we'll see how tired the defense get over the course of this game, just going with the 4 of them for the most part back there.
Rimouski has given up just 1 power play goal in this tournament, and they did it in the victory over the Colts. Sheldon Keith at the goal. He's out there now with Schwitke and Jefferson. Here's Mike Jefferson moving in. Jefferson banging away at it. Still loose. Out in front it comes. Schwitke in the corner. Back up top for Nick Robinson. Wide. Fires a shot. Deflected. Loose again, and Poirier will clear it away for Rimouski.
Good that they cleared it out. Caron had lost his stick, and at least he gets a chance now to get it back.
Nick Robinson moving in. Colts 2 for 19 in the power play in this tournament. 10.5%. They were 1 for 8 in the game against Rimouski, as we mentioned, the power play goal by Sheldon Keefe. Benoit Martin. Number 19, shorthanded, moving in. Benoit Martin being watched by Robinson, doing a good job. Martin still has it. Right out in front it goes. There's a chance. Beaulieu with a shot. Finley the save. Rebound comes in front. Great chance for Rimouski, shorthanded. Back the other way, Tim Verbeek. Verbeek. Hit Beaulieu in the head as he was going after the puck.
Well, when Martin and Beaulieu are out there for Rimouski, they're such opportunists that if you just give the puck up in your own end, next thing you know, it's right on net.
38 seconds to go in the man advantage. Mike Henderson out there now. Henderson, the pass to Verbeek. Long shot, and Perron makes the save.
And Tim Verbeek just drilling that one on net. Brian Finley had to keep his head up there as Beaulieu and Martin were pressing short-handed. Beaulieu has already scored a short-handed goal in the MasterCard Memorial Cup. And Martin gets it out in front. Beaulieu all by himself, but you can see there wasn't a whole lot of room to get the puck past Brian Finley. And against the Kootenay Ice earlier in the round robin, Jonathan Beaulieu right in the same spot. Puck comes right to him again. And he puts it past goaltender Dan Blackburn. But Beaulieu is very, very dangerous while shorthanded.
4 goals in this tournament. That leads his club. He led his team in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League playoffs with 14 goals. 31 seconds to go in the Colts' first man advantage. Verbeek to Cation. Tim Verbeek. Henderson has it now. Mike Henderson scored the overtime winner against Kootenay. Henderson hanging on to it. Wait, fires a shot. Into the corner it goes, and the Oceanics send that puck into the Colts bench with just 10 seconds to go in the man advantage. Of course, following our game, Los Angeles, the Lakers, and the Portland Trail Blazers will meet at the Rose Garden for Game 4 of the Western Conference Playoff. Most CTV stations will see that game where the Lakers lead the series 2-1. Doris Labonte, coach of the Rimouski Oceanic, and Doris has been gracious to us all week and forthcoming and talking about players like Brad Richards and how important it is to have players not French-Canadian backgrounds playing in towns like Rimouski. And it's great to see that a player like Brad Richards has embraced the concept and now speaks French. Here he is now, trying to put his team on the board. Here is Richards moving in. Richards still has it. There's a shot. Finley the save. Rebound in front. Cleared away by Mike Jefferson. Power play is over. Colts power shots on that last man advantage. Schmidtke bouncing puck into the corner. Keith gets double teamed. Jefferson comes up with it. Jefferson still has it. Down low to Sheldon Keefe. Out in front for Jefferson. Back to Keefe. That play didn't work. And Rimouski come away. Uri Coleman. Jan Cadu, number 20. Trying to get around Ed Hill, but Hill wins that battle. And he'll start out for the Colts. 8 minutes, 11 seconds to go here in the first period. Hill at the blue line. Wrist shot. Caron the save. Sends it into the corner, goes off the glass, came right back to him. And he'll give it to the youngster, Brent McClellan. Coleman takes a bump. Reeks. Don't shoot it back in. And you talked about the youngsters on the Rimouski blue line. There's one of them, number 16. Mike Christian now. O'Blanc laying down. He's all tied up by Michel Ouellette. Back to Bell. The pass to René Badarni. Badarni moving in with Bell. Here's Bell. Quick shot. Finley the save. Rebound in front. Down the boards it goes. 13-5. Shots on goal in favor of the Oceanic. Lane down will just flip it in as he heads to the bench. Judajitsky, Henderson, and Verbeek now step on for the Colts. Ouellette. Stolen by Verbeek. Dropped it back for Judajitsky, but that didn't work. Robinson in his own zone for Verbeek. Michel Perriard with it now. Top scoring defenseman in the Quebec League with 100 points. Perriard moving in. Number 89 fires a shot and a great save by Finley. Scanzano will keep it in. Michel Perriard, dangerous. And Brian Finley has to be sharp.
Perriard will jump up into the play. He'll make a 3-on-2, a 4-on-2, or he'll take the shot himself.
Henderson with a shot. That one missed. Rebound in front. Judajitsky picks it up for the Colts. Round behind the net it goes. Henderson is there. Takes a hit from Scanzano, and Richardson comes up with the puck. Brad Richards at center. Richards crosses the line. Puck comes loose. Sheldon Keefe is there, and he'll start it out. Got Dennis Vitke. Here's Vitke moving in with Zudajitsky. Vitke still has it. Backhand. Perron the save. And he'll make the save. 6:12 to go here in the first period. No score in the 2000 MasterCard Memorial Cup on CTV.
This is a rental car. It's just a car, not even your car. So what's the big difference when you're choosing? Price. You search, get the rates, and what you're really looking for is a great car at a low rate. That's Thrifty. So the next time you need a rental car, call Thrifty. Just what you want. Just Thrifty.
At every one of our hotels, we welcome the hard-working business traveler. Comfort Inns provide excellent value and friendly service. Quality hotels offer special executive rooms and in-room coffee. Econo Lodges give you a good room at a good rate. And all feature our guest satisfaction guarantee.
Hi, hon. Don't you love the couch over there?
No. Choice Hotels. All the signs of a great hotel.
Sometimes you look me so highly. You make me feel like a strong man. But now you're looking me over. 'Cause I'm a man and you know how to walk.
Look with moderation. Tissot, hypnotic suggestion.
Here are the winners of our final Dodge Trivia Contest. Stay tuned for the grand prize winner of the Dodge Caravan, which will be announced during the third period. The winner has been drawn from all those who entered the Dodge Trivia Contest throughout the season, and congratulations to all who participated. Kevin Quinn along with Cam Moon, Ryan Walter, and Darren Millard. 6:12 to go here in the first period from the Halifax Metro Center. The Barrie Colts and the Rimouski Oceanic, champions of the Quebec League. The Colts, the champions of the OHL.
Sebastian Caron already busy. Rimouski's being outshot 14-6 right now.
Sheldon Keefe in there to take the draw against Benoit Martin. They win the draw. Beaulieu trying to get loose. Jefferson ties him up. Robinson back the other way with Keefe. Turned over. Benoit Martin now with a chance. Benoit Martin moving in. Can't get the shot away. Tremblay with a shot, and that one didn't miss by much. Roulier will keep it in. Tremblay with a nice hit on Cation. Martin behind the net. Tremblay out in front looking for Beaulieu. That's steered aside. Keefe takes a bump. Turned over. Here's Beaulieu. Long shot. And Roulier let it go, and Finley made the save. 14-7 shots on goal in favor of the Colts. Still no score here in the first period of the MasterCard Memorial Cup from Halifax on CTV.
Easy now. Meet the new power in full-size pickups. Toyota Tundra. The first 32-valve V8 ever put in a full-size pickup. The 245 horsepower I-Force engine for the fastest acceleration and the most torque in its class.
Look out. Oh!
Tundra.
Heavy.
It takes everything you've got.
My day starts here, but who knows when it'll end. That's why I use Speed Stick Ultimate Deodorant. It's formulated to give you antibacterial protection that kills odor. I know I can count on Speed Stick to provide protection for a full 24 hours. Because 9 to 5 just doesn't exist anymore. Speed Stick Ultimate Deodorant for tough 24-hour protection.
You ever gonna give that present to Sue?
Yeah, Sue.
Your way on Monday. And we'll wrap up the week's action here at the MasterCard Memorial Cup. And Brian Finley, the goaltender for the Colts, and playing goal is not the only thing he's done here.
Part of his pregame ritual is up in the stands before the game. He writes in his journal, gets himself all set and ready to go on the ice. And to argue this, it seems to work for him as Brian Finley has his team into the Memorial Cup final after a stellar 34 save performance against Halifax.
First two games of the tournament against Halifax and against Rimouski, he did not see the third period. But he backstopped the team to the OHL championship, and now he's trying to win the club's first ever Memorial Cup. Don Scanzano. Adu, Richards, and Polnick out there, down with a shot. Henrik was standing in front, couldn't get the puck. Henrik, slow Blaine down. Christian in front now. No, out in front it goes. Henrik to the backhand. And Perriard had him all tied up. Uri Kolnick. With Richards. Into the corner it goes. And a penalty. And it's going to be an elbowing call against the Colts.
Rimouski goes on their second power play of the game. They're 0 for 1 with a man advantage. Mike Christian going off for elbowing. Christian, a 20-year-old from Mount Hope, Ontario. And keep an eye on Christian up in the right corner. And he just gets the elbow up away from the puck. And referee Eric Berlat had kept his eye on everything in front of him. And Michael Christian sits 2 minutes for elbowing.
Base Power Play is brought to you by Power Bar, the official energy bar of the Canadian Hockey League. Rimouski with just one shot in their last man advantage. 5:08 to go here in the first period. Richards up top for Rimouski, who let in there to take the draw against Mike Jefferson. And once again, Jefferson thrown out of the face-off circle. Sheldon Keefe will take the draw. Back to Jefferson. He'll try and get it out, and does. It goes by Richards. Here's a chance for Keefe now. Sheldon Keefe moving in. Sheldon Keefe. Shot on net. Jefferson looking for the rebound. Keefe is in the net, and a penalty coming up. A tripping call against Rimouski as Sheldon Keefe got loose shorthanded.
Well, Keefe was pressuring up at the blue line, and it wasn't kept in very clean. And you see Brad Richards up on the point. Normally a forward, but plays on the point in the power play, and he missed the puck. And Sheldon Keefe goes right past him, and Keefe gets hauled down, but a good anticipation by Sheldon Keefe and getting that puck and looking for that potential power, a potential breakaway. They do get a penalty again on the play. Thatcher Bell goes off for tripping, but Thatcher Bell, that's a penalty you'll take. Doris Labonte is not going to be too upset about that, as Thatcher Bell had possibly saved a goal. So those are the type that you try to kill off.
So it'll be 4-on-4 hockey now for the next minute and 46, and then the Colts will go on a brief power play. Keefe and Jefferson, O'Keefe and Sean Cation. Roulette, Roulier, Badarni, and Cadu out for Rimouski. From the faceoff, Joe Roulier will pick it up. Roulier, draft pick of the Los Angeles Kings in 1998. Michel Ouellette hits Cation with a shot, gets it back, another shot. That one hit the goalpost. The goalpost, or the stick, goes Brian Finley, and then off the meshing, and that's what brings about the whistle. The last time, of course, the Quebec team won was when they hosted, and that was the Olympique.
Hey, you take a look at some of the teams over the years. There's quite a gap from 71 to 96 when no teams from the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League picked up a Memorial Cup championship. But then in the 90s, getting back on it with the Granby and Hull. And I know the whole league pulling for Rimouski right now.
And it's the first time in Memorial Cup history that the Quebec League has come up with 5 victories. And they did that in the round robin as Rimouski went 3-0 and Halifax was 2-1. 1:30 to go in the penalty to Mike Christian. And then the Colts will have a brief power play. 15-8 shots on goal in favor of the Colts. Sheldon Keefe once again to take the draw because Mike Jefferson thrown out of the circle. Brad Richards settles in with Perriard the blue line this time. From the draw. Won by Keefe, gets it back to Ed Hill. Hill. Or Jefferson. Jefferson trying to get around Richards. Cannot do it. Eric Reitz tries his luck. Roulier has it in his own zone, right up the middle for Richards. Richards with Coleman. Here's Richards, long shot. That one missed the target. Hill will get it back in his own zone and start out Ed Hill. Nashville's second-round pick in '99 with 61st overall for the Predators. Perriard. Jefferson has it right out in front, and that's picked off by Brad Richards. Richards with Perriard and Roulier. Richards still has it. Into the corner it goes, and Eric Reitz will take it there. 42 seconds to go. In the penalty to Mike Christian. Jefferson just flips it in. Colts will change up. Henderson out there now with Zhuzhitsky, Tim Branham, and Ryan O'Keefe. Roulier off the glass. Race for the puck. Tim Branham and the Jan Cadu. And Branham gets to it first, and that's going to be icing. 3:29 to go here in the first period. It's scoreless at the Memorial Cup from Halifax on CTV.
What are the odds of getting a flat when you're in a hurry, when there's no one else around, or when it's really nasty out? Beat the odds with new Prestone Tire Jack in the safety orange can, the premium sealer and inflator that passes the Prestone 7-nail test. Tire Jack's exclusive AcroSeal system seals punctures tight with acrylic resins and inflates your tire to get you going. Put your tires in the Prestone zone with new Prestone Tire Jack and get protection that's tough as nails.
Play underway here in the first period. 3:19 to go. Scoreless between the Colts and Rimouski. 4-on-4 hockey now for the next couple of seconds, and Mike Christian sets a step back on the ice. He does that. Colts on a brief power play. Here's a chance to Zhuzhitsky. Blocked by Benoit Martin. 7 seconds to go in this brief Colts power play. And Thatcher Bell is back on the ice. Both teams at full strength. Mike Henderson. Tim Verbeek. And that's offside as Matt Zhuzhitsky got in ahead of play.
They're going just offside. Mike Henderson out there, the 19-year-old from Mississauga, Ontario, who has solid speed, played at Lake Superior State the last couple of years. They're coming to the CHL. Henderson, 1 goal and 2 assists for 3 points so far in the MasterCard Memorial Cup, and his 1 goal, what a biggie it was. An OT winner against Kootenay. The winner of this game got to move on to the semifinal. The loser was finished. And Mike Henderson finished the Kootenay Ice with that shot in double OT, the longest game in Memorial Cup history.
85 minutes, 34 seconds. Henderson scoring at 5:34, that second overtime. And that eclipsed the record set in 1990. 2 minutes, 46 seconds to go here in the first period. Shots on goal dominated by the Colts. 15-8 to this point. Both teams feeling each other out. Each team with 2 power plays. Michel Ouellette being watched by Down. Henrik behind the net. He's got Verdarny all over him. Down centers it out in front. Roulier clears it away. Michel Ouellette gets it out. Nick Robinson on the blue line with Sean Patience for Barrie. Henderson. For Henrik, too far for him. Perriard gives it to Down. Henrik being watched by Roulier. Barnes out there now. Michel Perriard coming back the other way for Rimouski. Perriard with a pass with Thatcher Bell. That was behind him. And then it's gloved ahead, and that's what brings the whistle. Today's top prospect brought to you by MasterCard, the official card and payment system of the Canadian Hockey League.
Thatcher Bell ranked 23rd by the Central Scouting Bureau in North American players, and Thatcher Bell likely to be a fairly high pick in the NHL draft come next month. He can score, he can play pretty defensive. Thatcher Bell's an all-round type of player, and Bell so far in this MasterCard Memorial Cup just picking up 1 assist. He had 69 points, or 69 points actually during the course of the regular season, and we'll see how things work out for him in the NHL draft. But he was the Oceanic's first-round pick. He went 3rd overall in the '98 midget draft.
Missed 11 weeks with a broken collarbone. Didn't come back in the playoffs until Game 1 of the Quebec League final against the Hull Olympique, and he was a little bit tentative. You and I saw him in Game 2 of that final, getting a few more minutes, but it looks like he's back in form here. 1:47 to go in the first period. Tim Branham. Schwitke out there with Keefe and Jefferson. Dennis Schwitke still has it. He can wheel. First round pick of the Panthers. Schwitke moving in front. Turns it over the other way, and here comes Tremblay with Beaulieu. Bardarni catching up. Alex Tremblay centering back. Beaulieu with a shot. That one goes up behind the net. Kept in. Benoit Martin at the point. Long shot. Finley saw that. Rebound kicked away. Beaulieu being watched by Jefferson. Into the corner it goes. Tremblay comes away with it. Tremblay back to Bardarni. Bardarni to Roulier. There's a shot. That one hit Tremblay. And Ed Hill will come back the other way. To Schwitke, and behind the play, we've got Beaulieu and Jefferson. And we thought this might be the game plan of the Oceanic, trying to get under the skin of the volatile Mike Jefferson.
Well, Mike Jefferson usually doesn't wait a lot of time after the whistle getting into it, and it looks like he'll just go right to the penalty box, or right to the dressing room, and same with Jonathan Beaulieu. Will be offsetting penalties. It's like high sticking each way for each player, and Beaulieu and Jefferson just jousting behind the play. And referee Ferlat wasn't about to miss that one.
Mike Jefferson with a goal and an assist against Halifax, his first points of the tournament. And Dennis Labonte was talking about the Barrie Colts and saying that, yeah, sure, they've got that big line which produced 9 points against Halifax, but don't forget about the other lines. And one of them is out there now. The third line has been very effective of Verbeek, Judzejewski, and Henderson. Matt Judzejewski, he can't get farther than a couple of feet past the blue line. But Henderson, the overtime winner, we showed you the one against Kootenay. And Tim Verbeek had the winner against Halifax yesterday. He also had the winner against Plymouth in the OHL Championship, Game 7. They're out there now. Judzejewski knocked down. Verbeek behind the net. Can't keep it in as Kolnick comes up with a bunt. Uri Kolnick for Richards. That didn't work. Verbeek back the other way. And Verbeek takes a bump from Scanzano. Judzejewski with Henderson right out in front. Ends up in the corner where Sean Scanzano has it. Scanzano nursing that sore back. Scanzano to Cadu, and he just chips it into the Colts zone. And Hill will get it there with 15 seconds to go in the first period. Back the other way, Judzejewski. Judzejewski for Verbeek. Verbeek can't get the shot away. Loose in front. Caron pokes it away. And Hill trying to keep it in one last time. Bouncing puck. Centered out in front. Tim Verbeek going after it, but Caron hangs onto it as the buzzer goes. Let's go downstairs and join Darren Millard. Find out what's coming up in our first intermission. Darren?
Well, Kevin, it's been a historic week in Halifax, challenging the record books. We go one-on-one with great players with outstanding skill, but right now the game's dominated by the men who are standing behind the bench.
A little bit tentative there in the first period, a Memorial Cup game, and nobody wants to give up a goal.
This year's champion, ladies, we take a look at the first period stats brought to you by Coho, makers of the new 3380 titanium skates. Coho, a whole new game, and as the guys were talking about, tentative, a couple of heavyweights feeling each other out in that first period.
Dennis Schwitke with a couple of scoring chances. Barrie out-chancing Rimouski 7-3 in that first period. And Sebastian Caron sharp like he's been all the way through the regular season, playoffs, and now MasterCard Memorial Cup. So Caron has been sharp, and Brian Finley, he played very well last night or yesterday afternoon against Halifax, 34 saves.
Tissot Ticker brought to you by Tissot Swiss watches since 1853. And Richards and Schwitke under the spotlight.
Brad Richards playing a little bit more. Schwitke did have 2 good chances in the first period, and those are major players for both clubs, and offensively they are always coming to the forefront, just haven't yet.
Dennis Schwitke with a goal and 2 assists against Halifax in the semifinal victory. Brad Richards had a great game against Barrie in their 7-2 victory on Tuesday. He had 2 power play goals and an assist. And Brian Finley still at the Colts bench, and he's just getting attended to. You can see the trainer is in there.
Something isn't quite right. Brian Finley in the first period being called upon to make some stops. And Finley kicking a few out. He has such quick feet. And Finley holding on to the rebound and not letting them out. He had 8 shots to deal with in that first period and did so very well. And he even had one go off the crossbar, as Brian Finley is still having his equipment repaired. Something must have went wrong just as they came out onto the ice. Otherwise, that'd have been something they could take care of during the intermission.
So while they adjust the equipment of Brian Finley, we'll step out, and we'll be back with the second period after this.
This is a rental car. It's just a car, not even your car. So what's the big difference when you're choosing? Price. You search, get the rates, and what you're really looking for is a great car at a low rate. That's Thrifty. So the next time you need a rental car, call Thrifty. Just what you want. Just Thrifty.
And Jonathan Beaulieu will start this second period in the penalty box, offsetting Miners. He and Mike Jefferson high sticking the call just as the first period came to a close. There's a fans of Brad Richards as he is from Guernsey, Prince Edward Island. And he is out there to take the draw to start this second period. Finley's equipment has been adjusted. He is back in the nets. Richards, the top scorer in the CHL this year with 186 points. The second period is underway. Ed Hill starts on the blue line with Eric Reeks for the Colts. The checkers for Beek, Henderson, and Zhudajitsky out against Rimouski's big line of Cadu, Kolnick, and Richards. This is Uri Kolnick, number 45. Richards out in front. Here's a shot. Finley had to be sharp. Obviously, the equipment has been tied down sufficiently as he stopped Brad Richards right there to start this second period. Uri Kolnick will start out with Richards. At center is Kolnick. Moving in to Cadu. Cadu, quick shot. And that one didn't make it through a crowd. Henson trying to get it out. Perriard will keep it in for the Oceanic. Reeks can't get it out. Richards tries to put it back in, but the Colts will get it out. Perriard off the boards, too far for Brad Richards. He's got it back again. Here is Richards moving in, and that is an offside call.
Dennis Schmidtke's line of him and Keefe and Jefferson just getting out there, and they did a great job in the first period of creating some scoring chances. This line, it seems every time that they have the puck, it's in the opposition zone. They handle it well. They will cycle it along the boards, and they will win battles along the boards. I think that's why this line is so offensively potent and also so successful, is they're not afraid to go into the corners and win little battles to get those loose pucks.
Now Blaine Down joins that line of Keefe and Schmidtke. As Bill Stewart is in the penalty box. Puck is in the corner. There's Down, number 9. Kicks it. Schmidtke has it. Trying to get it back to Down. Quick shot. Hit Roulier. Another chance. Here on the save. Schmidtke banging away at it. Puck goes loose around behind the boards and out. Some good chances there for the Colts. Beat. Deep. Stopped by Tremblay. Tremblay gets to Poirier. Back to Roulier. Joe Roulier. Quick shot. Finley makes the save. He's knocked down. But he'll hang on to the puck. And Brian Finley a little slow getting up there. As Roulier let it go. Finley made the save and then had some traffic. And he is bent over now.
Both goaltenders having to make saves. And here it's just a scramble situation. So Caron will just want to take away everything low on the ice. Everybody's smacking away at the puck in front. You don't know whose stick that's going to come off of. This one a little more clear cut as Joe Roulier is given the puck high in the slot. He drifts the shot and Finley gets run over in the end, but Finley came out as soon as Roulier received the puck.
Penalty to Beaulieu and Jefferson is over. Christian, Henrik, and Barnes out there for the Colts now. Perriard moving up. Long shot off the glass, bounces out in front. Tim Brenham gets to it. LeRiviere, Bell, and Ouellette up front for the Oceanic. Sean Scanzano will go back into his own zone, pick up the puck. Shots on goal, 19-10 in favor of the Colts. Thatcher Bell crosses the blue line. Bell, backhand, Finley the save, right out in front. Barnes is there to clear it out. Michel Perriard, 25 goals, 75 assists during the regular season. He has 7 points in the tournament so far. Jacques Larivière has it now. Larivière right out in front. Perriard trying to keep it in, but Mike Christian will get it out and down the ice, and Joe Roulier is going to touch that, and that's going to be icing against the Colts. CHL Plus Minus leaders now, brought to you by Auto Pro Mechanical and Collision, the largest network of automotive professionals.
Joe Roulier, so defensively sound for Rimouski, and a +8, and that leads everyone here at the MasterCard Memorial Cup. And for the Barrie Colts, Sheldon Keefe in at +4, which ties them for second amongst a host of others. Joe Roulier, who patrols that blue line, an LA King pick in '98. Makes a real good, solid first pass in his own zone as the Rimouski Oceanic mascot, putting on quite a show, as he always does. We were lucky enough, Kevin, to see him in Rimouski in his home environment.
Oh, they love him there.
Wow.
It is a great hockey community in Rimouski, Quebec. They'd love to see a championship for the first time in franchise history. Uri Kolnick holding onto it, puts it out in front. Cadu trying to get to it, but it's Ed Hill who comes up with a puck for the Colts. Kolnick takes it up, and here's a chance now for Richards. Cadu's in front. Brad Richards shot, scores! Brad Richards opens the scoring for the Oceanic.
Huge goal for Richards and Rimouski to get this one going and get the first goal of the game. Brad Richards, so dangerous if the puck doesn't leave the zone, and players from Barrie do. Up to the blue line, players all going one way, and Richards was lurking in the weeds again. It goes low to the glove side on Brian Finley. Kolnick finds Richards. Cadu is going to the side of the net. Finley has to respect that. The Cadu is off the side of the net. Richards could pass it, so Brian Finley can't be quite as aggressive as he'd like to be. And Brad Richards makes no mistake about it. And goes low to the glove side on Finley. Good goal by Brad Richards. His third of the MasterCard Memorial Cup.
Uri Kolnick picking up the assists at 3:07. Richards now with 7 points for the tournament.
Rimouski goal scored by Richards.
Uri Kolnick picking up his 4th assist. Both players now with 7 points. The Colts are behind 1-0. Keith, Jefferson, and Schmidtke out there for the Colts. Now Robinson, long shot. Schmidtke's out in front, but the puck goes into the corner, and Rene Badarni has it there, being watched by Mike Jefferson. Picks it up to Beaulieu. Can't get it out, though. Now Roulier with a chance. Roulier off the boards. Tremblay behind him, gets it, but it crosses 2 lines.
Joe Roulier up on that play as well, and 9 points in the postseason for Roulier, but more known for his physical play and his solid defensive play. And Roulier already in this game in the face with Dennis Schmidtke. And you can see the way he takes the body on Sheldon Keefe. And he takes a few hits too, and that's part of the game. Joe Roulier likes the physical type of game, and he'll step up to it anytime.
He's a 20-year-older. As Cam mentioned, went to the 5th round of the Kings in '98. 16-14 to go here in the first period. The champions of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League have the lead. Sean Cation for the Colts moving in. There's a shot. That one missed the target. Nick Robinson will keep it in at the blue line. Fires it in around behind the net. Rene Badarni will start out. He can't get out. Here's a chance now for Keefe. Sheldon Keefe. He is hauled down by Michel Ouellette. And the Colts will have a power play.
Sheldon Keefe had a line to the net. And Michel Ouellette didn't want Keefe to get there. And Ouellette gets the stick in on the arms of Keefe and hauls him down. Ouellette was looking to just slow up Sheldon Keefe enough so someone could catch up to him. He had a line to the net. And Ouellette takes one in the defensive zone. Doris Labonte's penalty killers will have to get out there as Ouellette just steps into the box. And those are penalties that happen when teams get lines to the net and get a chance.
This power play brought to you by Power Bar, the official official energy bar of the Canadian Hockey League. And for the Barrie Colts, it's their third power play opportunity of the hockey game. 4 shots in their last 2 opportunities. Keith, Jefferson and Schmidtke, Robinson and Michael Henrik on the blue line for the Colts. From the draw, comes up to Robinson. Over to Henrik. Henrik winds, fires a shot high. Keith with a chance for the rebound, but he couldn't get the shot away. And back comes Rimouski. This is J.P. Briere. Out there with Poirier, Berard, and Richards. Bouncing puck ends up at the side of the net, and Brian Finley is going to hang on to it.
Well, Brad Richards, who is playing back on the blue line here in a shorthanded situation, as Poirier and Briere had just jumped the puck in. Now, you wouldn't expect to see a guy like Richards playing the point on the penalty kill, but this team is so offensive that they're thinking offense even when they're shorthanded. Look at Brad Richards. Well, he's been thinking offense quite a bit this season. 186 points, led the whole Canadian Hockey League, and Sheldon Keefe leading the OHL with 121 points.
Roulier and Badarni are on the blue line now for the Oceanic. 1:28 to go in the opportunity for the Colts. And Sheldon Keefe brings it in, but Dennis Schmidtke was offside.
Sheldon Keefe with a solid effort against Halifax yesterday afternoon in the semifinal game. Keefe comes into this game with 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points. He's a Tampa Bay second-round pick. And Sheldon Keefe, hard-working player. Some of the goals that he has scored here in the MasterCard Memorial Cup can be very creative. 23 points in the postseason, including 10 goals. And Sheldon Keefe is a tremendously talented player, a 19-year-old from Brampton, Ontario.
Jefferson out there now with Keefe and Schmidtke. Jefferson battling with Roulier for the puck. Robinson keeps it in, gets it to Jefferson. Down to Keefe. Sheldon Keefe leaves it there for Jefferson. Walks in. Here's Jefferson up top. And that one just missed. Michael Henrik has it now. Less than a minute to go in the man advantage. Trombley eyes up Jefferson. Back up top it goes to Henrik. Down behind the net. Schmidtke is there. Puts it back for Jefferson. 43 seconds to go in the man advantage. Mike Jefferson to Schmidtke. Dennis Schmidtke over to Henrik. Quickly in the corner for Jefferson. Rimouski doing a good job of keeping the Colts on the outside. Pass picked up by Rennie Badarni, and he'll fire it down the ice.
Great penalty killing by the Oceanic. They kept the puck along the boards, and they didn't give the Colts anything, not even a shot.
Here's Jonathan Beaulieu. He has a shorthanded goal. He heads off to a hand from the folks here at the Metro Center as there's 12 seconds to go in the Colts man advantage. Perriard. Here's a chance now back the other way for Brad Richards. Shorthanded. Richards moving in. Fakes. Richards shoots. Finley the save. Loose in front. And Robinson pulls down his man right in front of the net, and that's going to cost him a penalty. So once again, with Cadu hitting the deck, the Colts are going to find themselves shorthanded. Brad Richards almost made it 2-0 here in Halifax.
Easy now. Meet the new power in full-size pickups. Toyota Tundra. The first 32-valve V8 ever put in a full-size pickup. The 245 horsepower I-Force engine for the fastest acceleration and the most torque in its class.
Look out. Oh!
Tundra. It takes everything you've got.
You ever gonna give that present to Sue?
Yeah, soon.
You ever gonna give that present to Sue?
You gonna pose for me now?
The new Kodak Advantix camera. So sleek, so small,
What are you doing here? Sue!
so easy.
This is a great camera. Did you know that I wanted one of these for my birthday?
The toughest part is giving it away. Buy an eligible Kodak Advantix camera during the month of May, and Kodak will send a free Advantix camera to anyone you choose.
Auto parts, auto parts, auto parts. For quality, we have the line for top performance every time. Superior parts for every type of range, you know, is built just right. Auto parts, auto parts.
Installed at Auto Pro and UAP NAPA member installers.
In racing or on the road, top quality replacement parts are a must.
which is why I recommend the full range of UAP Napa parts. UAP Napa, the right brand for the job.
Nick Robinson roughed up Jan Cadu in front of the Colts bench. He will sit for 2, and this power play is brought to you by Power Bar, the official energy bar of the Canadian Hockey League. Rimouski was their 3rd man advantage of this hockey game. 0 for 2 with just 1 shot. Bouillet will go out there to take the draw against Zhudajitsky. Perriard, Tremblay, Colt, and Richards. For Rimouski. 4 power play goals in this tournament, all of them coming against the Colts in the round robin. Kolnick loves to shoot the puck, and he did there, but it was blocked by Henderson. Still alive. Here's a chance now for Richards. Kolnick has lost his stick. Zhudajitsky back the other way as Kolnick picks it up and stops Zhudajitsky before he can get too far. Right in front of the Oceanic bench. Zhudajitsky is knocked down by number 19, ends up on top of the puck, and that brings about the whistle, but Juraj Kolnick given a rough ride there by Matt Zhudajitsky.
Zhudajitsky really wanted to get that puck away from Juraj Kolnick. Kolnick blasting away on the power play, and that's the way he likes to do it. The New York Islander draft pick, 4th round in '99. Hails from Slovakia, Juraj Kolnick. 53 goals during the regular season, another 10 in the postseason. And Kolnick can find the net. And Kolnick has done so 3 times so far in this MasterCard Memorial Cup. He's a pure goal scorer.
1:33 to go in the penalty to Nick Robinson of the Barrie Colts. 1-0 the score in favor of Rimouski. 13:22 to go here in the second period. Here's Alex Tremblay. Cross-ice pass for Kolnick. Has it again. Kolnick back up top. There's a long shot over top of the net as Richards let it go. Ed Hill will fire it down the ice for the Colts. Richards will go back to pick it up. Michelle Perriard is there as well. Here is Richards at center. Backhands it in. Eric Weeks gets to it first, hammers it off the boards and gets it out. 54 seconds to go now in the man advantage for Rimouski. Richards, the goal scorer, crosses the blue line. Lines, fires a shot. Finley the save, rebound in front. Ryan O'Keefe clears it away, but not out. Beaulieu will keep it in. Jonathan Beaulieu, there's a shot. Tremblay right there looking for the rebound, couldn't get it. Back up top it goes. Richards, another shot. Finley the save, kicked in front. Eric Reitz gets to it. 26 seconds to go in the man advantage. Firing away on Ryan Finley as Jefferson and Caron collide. Here's Perriard moving in. Perriard still has it. Out in front it goes. Thatcher Bell couldn't get a shot away. He centers it. Ouellette couldn't get the shot. LaRiviere in there after the puck as well. Just 4 seconds to go in the penalty to Robinson. Here they come again. There's a high shot from Ouellette that missed the target. Penalty is over. Both teams at even strength. Perriard lines, fires another shot. Finley gets the glove out and makes the save.
Well, Brian Finley getting some shots on him here on that last power play, 3 of them in particular. And Rimouski now 0 for 3 with the man advantage. Now, Brian Finley is getting those shots from outside. They're a long ways out, and he's able to see them. And the loose pucks, his defensemen are helping clear. Tremblay right in front there. And after the shot, Finley had to worry about Tremblay being right in front of his own net. So far, Brian Finley, pretty solid job in net. He's had to deal with 17 shots. Only 1 has got past him.
First round draft pick of the Nashville Predators, who had 6th overall. And there you see his tournament so far. The first 2 games, he did not see the 3rd period, but he was strong in the overtime victory against Kootenay. And then again yesterday in the semifinal against Halifax. Comes loose and out as Roulier will have to go back for it. He's out there with Vidarni. And LaRiviere up front for the Oceanic. This is Jacques LaRiviere, number 32. At center, he'll flip it into the corner. Ryan O'Keefe. Down the boards to Michael Henry. Nice play to Verbeek. Vicky out there as well, and here is Dennis Vicky with Briere. Vicky into the corner. Briere watching him. Roulier takes a run at him. Bedarny goes in after the puck. Gives it away to Svitke. Here's Dennis Svitke. Still has it. And finally, it is cleared out by Jacques Riviere, but you can see that Dennis Svitke is so difficult to move off the puck. And that's going to be icing against the Oceanic. Stay tuned for the announcement during the third period of the grand prize winner in the Dodge Trivia Contest. One of our lucky viewers who entered the contest during the season will win Canada's #1 selling minivan, the beautiful Dodge Caravan.
Ryan Barnes, the Detroit second-round pick in '98, a 20-year-old from Dunnville, Ontario. Suspended 30 games during the course of this season. Third year in the Ontario Hockey League. Still picked up 29 points in 31 games. Not bad at all for Ryan Barnes. Came to Barrie in a trade with St. Michael's in January of '99.
And we'll be able to talk to Ryan Barnes, who has a unique connection to our very own Ryan Walter. Stay tuned for that. Right now, 10:34 to go in the second period. Barnes to Branham. Tim Branham moving in. Branham centering it out in front. Barnes does the same. Here's a chance. Down with a shot, and that one missed the target. And the Oceanic will get it out down the ice as the Colts get some offense going. Mike Christian. Long pass for Blaine down. Too far for him. Perriard will touch it, and that will be icing against the Colts.
Well, the Detroit Red Wings, who Ryan Barnes is protected by after being taken in the draft in '98. And look at what Ryan Barnes has to deal with. There's some older players with the Detroit Red Wings that may be moving on in the near future. And a player like Ryan Barnes has to be excited of his own future with the Detroit Red Wing Hockey Club. Maybe a chance to move in at some point in the next couple of years.
He is one tough customer, holds the OHL record for most penalty minutes in a season. Set that in the '98-'99 campaign when he racked up 399 penalty minutes. Here's Brad Richards, 186 points during the season for him. Tops in the CHL. Colin around behind the net, and Hill will pick it up. And Hill is off the boards, too far for Sheldon Keefe. Is the big line out there for the Colts. 3 points in 3 previous games for them. They had 9 points against Halifax. They're up against the top line for the Oceanic. There's Jefferson and Richards colliding. Bouncing puck picked up by Jefferson. Quickly to Sheldon Keefe. Keefe winds, fires a shot that hit Joel Roulier. And then it hit the mesh behind the glass here at the Halifax Metro Center, and that brings about the whistle. 9:36 to go here in the second period. It's 1-0 for the champions from Quebec.
Hey, Granddad.
Yeah?
Man, that's cold.
Cold. You don't know cold, college boy. When I was a boy, I had to walk 20 miles to school in 3 feet of snow. Uphill. In my father's pajamas.
Tim Hortons Ice Cap. It's creamy, it's smooth, it's deep down cool.
Smart guy.
Let's talk hard-working engines. Pretty rough, huh?
Well, you wanted full off-road capabilities. You know, just in case all the drive-thrus get moved to the mountains. But guess what? You got a hard-working engine. Better get a hard-working oil.
This is Quaker State 4x4, a synthetic blend for hard-working engines. It's been tested. For pure maximum protection, nothing's better. Quaker State, sensible technology.
What more do you need to know?
Prince George Scratchy Cougar Claws, $11. Big Bad Barrie Bullhorn, $58. Halifax Super Moose Man Suit, $92. Being a Major League fan of a Junior League team, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Proud sponsor and big fan of the Canadian Hockey League.
Bauer is a proud presenting sponsor of today's game and the official supplier of uniforms to both teams. Bauer, leave an impression. And don't forget that Sports Central AM is the best way to start your morning. Jody Vance is the host weekdays at 6 a.m. on the Ontario Pacific West region and 6:30 a.m. in the East. Sportsnet, game day every day. Kevin Quinn along with Cam Moon, Darren Millard, and Ryan Walter from the Halifax Metro Center. Championship Sunday of the 82nd edition of the Memorial Cup. 9:36 to go in the second period. The Rimouski Oceanic have a 1-0 lead on a goal by the top scorer in the CHL, Brad Richards. The Barrie Colts have their top line out there now of Sheldon Keefe, Mike Jefferson, and Dennis Fitke. Joe Roulier. Can it get by Jefferson? He bounces it in on Sebastian Caron. He'll leave it there for Roulier. Round the boards. O'Keefe can't keep it in. He's paired with Tim Branham on the Colts blue line. Here's Fitke. Trying to get loose. Tremblay sends it the other way. Tim Branham will pick it up. A 5th-round pick of the Colts. He has been outstanding as a youngster. Here the other way is Tremblay. Alex Tremblay moving in. Shot. Finley the save. Loose. Cleared away by Branham, but not out. Martin leaves it for Roulier. Long shot. Finley got a glove on it. Badarni will keep it in. René Badarni up top. Roulier waits. Wrist shot blocked nicely there by the captain, Sheldon Keefe. And he'll flip it away.
Puck was rolling on Roulier. He wanted to shoot that right away, but he had to get it to sit down first, and that gave Keefe time to block it.
Here they come again. Tremblay with a shot. Goes off Branham. Behind the net. Tremblay with Beaulieu out in front. Beaulieu now, the captain. In for the loose puck. Branham ties him up. Benoit Martin gets loose. Martin moving and scores! What a shot! Benoit Martin! Upstairs on Brian Finley. And the Oceanic have a 2-0 lead.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my!
Benoit Martin, what a goal. Martin, that's his 3rd of the MasterCard Memorial Cup. He did not have a lot of room, but Finley was down. And Martin took advantage of what little room there was. Short side, right up in the roof of the net. Look at that. Oh. That is unbelievable that Martin wedged that thing up there. Martin, he sees Finley down and figures, let's see what happens if we can put it short side right upstairs. And Rimouski's been putting on some pressure here for a while, and they've had some chances on the power play. And Finley's made some saves. He didn't stop that one as Benoit Martin went upstairs.
Shots on goal even now at 20 apiece. As the Oceanic have opened up a 2-0 lead here against the Colts. Tremblay getting the assist at 11:35 on Benoit Martin's 3rd of the tournament. He didn't have much room, and he went upstairs with a great shot. Judizinski, long shot. Caron, Verbeek overskates it. Judizinski gets it. And he in turn gives it away to Brad Richards, who'll start out. Richards at center, 3-on-2 with Cadu moving in. Back to Richards. Cross-ice Cadu. Colnick scores! Tic-tac-toe! And Uri Colnick finishes it off.
What a 3-on-2 by Rimouski. And that's the last line that the Barrie Colts want to see coming down on them in a 3-on-2 situation with Richards, Cadu, and Colnick. And this play is developed perfectly. You see the puck to Richards on the far wing, and that pass was hard and on the tape for Colnick. It was a long ways to go, and if you're passing it that far through the middle of the ice, you have to pass it hard, and it has to be on the stick. Cadu dishes it off to Richards, and look at Richards with a saucer pass through the slot, and Colnick fires it past Finley. That was an incredible play from the pass by Richards to the shot by Colnick.
Just 53 seconds after Benoit Martin made it 2-0. Uri Colnick gets the goal from Richards and Cadu. And the Barrie Colts are in deep trouble here with 7:32 to go in the second period. 12:28, the time of the goal, the 4th of the tournament for Uri Colnick.
Well, some incredible goals from Brian Finley, and that last one on 3-on-2. And if the team can make some passes like that, and then Colnick can get a shot away like that, you almost have to tip your hat to him and say, wow, that's quite a play. And the Barrie Colts are going to have to answer with something here before the second period is done.
That line of Colnick, Richards, and Cadew so far have produced 5 points. Now, how will the Colts answer? Henrik with Down and Christian now. Number 23 across the line, and it's an offside. Shots on goal even now at 21.
Oh, Michael Christian out there who will take this first shift after the goal, and you look at the bench of the Barrie Colts, and just like that, they're down 3-0. At 1-0, it's not too big of a deal, but Rimouski explodes for a couple of quick ones. And look how that's affected that bench.
3 goals, all here in the second period. 370 goals during the regular season for Rimouski, the 3rd-ranked team in the country. Christian out to Michael Henrik, off his skate. Michel Perriard back in his own zone to pick it up, puts it off the glass, can't get it out, lane down, moves in, quick shot. Perriard the block, down gets it again, but Jacques Lariviere has it there. This line for the Colts, trying to get on the scoreboard, but back the other way. Perriard, penalty coming up to the Barrie Colts, and it's going to be Michael Christian going off. And this puts the Colts in an even bigger hole now.
Well, it puts them in a tough situation that they do have to kill off a penalty against this highly offensive Rimouski club, a holding penalty against Christian. But the Colts can take solace in the fact that they've killed off 3 already in this game, and they've done a pretty good job in doing it. They haven't given up a lot of great opportunities. So Michael Christian will go to the box, and Rimouski Oceanic will send out their gunners. But the Barrie Colts are shorthanded in this game. They've done very well. They've only given up 4 shots from the Rimouski Oceanic. And if you can, in 3 power plays, only give up 4 shots to this club, you're doing something right.
And right from the face-off, Sheldon Keefe will hammer it down the ice. But they cannot afford to give up a goal here. 6:32 to go in the second period. Rimouski has exploded for 3 goals. Coley hammers it in. Out there with Tremblay and Beaulieu. Roulier, there's a shot deflected by Keefe. Richards is on the blue line. Coley with the puck now. Uri Coley. Back to Richards. One-time shot through a crowd. Finley the save. Jefferson gets it up to Sheldon Keefe, and he'll start out. Takes a bump from Tremblay as he gets it into the Rimouski zone. Kolnick has it now. Cross-ice pass for Alex Tremblay. Crosses the blue line. Here is Tremblay. Stops. Pass. Kolnick. Shot. Over top of the net. Bounces out in front. Tremblay in there looking for it. Finley blocked that. It ends up on the net. And we'll get a whistle.
Well, the Barrie Colts trying to keep Rimouski to the outside as best they can. Alexander Tremblay out there, Ed Hill, and they make that Eric Reitz. Eric Reitz, 17-year-old from Plymouth, Michigan. And he was Barrie's first-round pick in the '99 draft and had 12 points during the course of the season. He's ranked 127th by Central Scouting and North American Players for the upcoming NHL draft.
Ranked number 23 is Thatcher Bell, and he's out there now to take the draw against Judajitsky. Bell, number 14, right out front. Here's a chance. Long shot. And Ouellette didn't miss by much. Perriard with a chance. Judajitsky watching him. He scores! Michel Perriard! And he was hurt right as he put that puck in the net, knees down. The celebration tempered right now as Michel Perriard lies on the ice.
Michel Perriard being attended to. Good goal by him, and Perriard, the 20-year-old defenseman who gets up into the play so very well. 25 goals in the regular season. He had 5 in the postseason. And Perriard now with his second of this MasterCard Memorial Cup. Pulls Finley off the post and goes to the short side, and his stick come up on him. Thatcher Bell tries to get into the way and pull a bit of a pick. Perriard gets Finley to leave the post, and it looks like the stick of Judajitsky got a little high up on Michel Perriard.
Perriard, the leading point getter in this team right now. He has 8 points in the tournament. Rimouski with 3 goals in just 2 minutes and 48 seconds have opened up a 4-0 lead. This is their first on the power play. Terriard will remain on the bench. And as Cam mentioned, got a stick from Matt Judajitsky.
Looks like he's going to be all right, which is good to see. You don't like to see the sticks coming up like that at any time, but Michel Perriard so good with the puck.
And this Rimouski team is so talented. 4 goals now with 5 minutes and 27 seconds to go here in the second period. Ouellette picking up the assist at 14-23. Lane down, back the other way with Branham and Michael Henrik. Barnes trying to keep it in, can't do it. Ouellette the other way. Riviere, 3-on-1. Rimouski. LaRiviere cannot pull the trigger. Centers it out in front. Henrik will pick it up. Hit it back to Ryan Barnes. Henrik. No. He'll flip it in, take a bump. Roulier has it there for Rimouski. No Roulier. Hit by Jefferson. Out there with Spitke and Keith. Here's a chance for Spitke. Trying to get it over to Keith, and that was broken up by Scenzano. Back the other way they come. Benoit Martin hammers Eric Reitz into the boards. Out the other way, Reitz. He'll get it out down the ice. Perriard and Scenzano on the blue line for Rimouski. Flipped into the Barrie zone, and Hill will pick it up there. On the play, of course, Jefferson involved, this time with Perriard. Back on the ice. Finley will leave it for Hill. 4 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the second period. Cadu, Richards, and Kolnick now step on the ice for the Rimouski. Oceanic. Yes. Roulier off the glass. Hits it to Kolnick. He's hit by Jefferson as the puck goes into the Barrie zone. And Hill in there with Cadu. Reitz trying to get loose. Comes away with it. Roulier will keep it in. Jefferson. Public enemy number 1 here in Halifax among the Rimouski fans. Kolnick gives it away, and here is Dennis Spitke. Spitke trying to get around Perriard. He is knocked flat. Sheldon Keith carries on. He's hit for Roulier. Judajitsky throwing his weight around as well. Keith spinning, trying to get loose. Cannot do it. Then Jan Cadu comes back the other way. Cadu at center. Into the corner. And that's the inbound shift for the big line. They'll step off. Aaron Johnson, number 44, gets a chance now. They'll have to stop Cation. Cation moving in to the chance for Beat. Caron the save. Thatcher Bell trying to get it out. A penalty coming up. And when we come back, we will talk more hockey, but it is the Rimouski Oceanic number 1 in offense during the season, showing why. Uri Kolnick and a great feed from Richards. And then Michel Perriard, the number 1 scoring defenseman in the Quebec League, makes it 4-0 for the Oceanic.
From the rugged hills of the interior to the scorching heat of the Badlands, Canada is a torture test for any engine. But with MotoMaster's Formula 1 climate-proven oils or advanced synthetics protecting your engine, there's nothing that can stop you. Well, almost nothing. This is Canada. MotoMaster works here.
Easy now. Meet the new power in full-size pickups. Toyota Tundra. The first 32-valve V8 ever put in a full-size pickup. The 245 horsepower I-Force engine for the fastest acceleration and the most torque in its class.
Look out. Oh!
Tundra.
Heavy.
It takes everything you've got.
There's a moment in every race.
In every game.
In every 60 minutes. When you can either quit, fold,
or say to yourself,
I can do this.
Afternoon baseball from the Dome in Toronto as the Minnesota Twins are in town. Joe Carter and Rod Black will have the call for you. 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific time.
Aaron Johnson off for interference. The first shift of the game for Aaron Johnson, a defenseman who hails from Cape Breton. And Johnson gets up, then runs into one of the Barrie Colts, takes the interference call. Rimouski have been going primarily with just 4 defensemen, and Johnson getting worked in.
Colts go on their 4th power play of this hockey game. 0 for 3 so far. They've generated 4 shots. Sean Cation from the blue line, moving in. Cation down behind the net. Jefferson, Keith, Mitke, and Branham for the Colts. This is Mike Jefferson, number 34. Sheldon Keith. Keith still has it. Cross-ice pass is picked off by Poirier, and he'll send it down the ice. Finley with Nicholas Poirier watching him. He gives it to Sheldon Keith, and then Keith takes a bump from number 11. Tim Branham has the puck in his skates for Jefferson. Jefferson gives it to Cation. To Dennis Schwitke. Schwitke moving in. Schwitke around Badarni. Schwitke with a shot. Caron the save. Rebound. And Caron will cover it up.
Dennis Schwitke showing that world-class skill that he has with the puck. He handles it so very well. Dennis Schwitke keeps his head up all the time as Badarni swings his stick a bit, but Schwitke stayed with it all the way till he got a shot on net. And Dennis Schwitke's had 4 chances in this game. Hasn't been able to get one past Sebastian Caron. Look at the draft picks here with the Barrie Colts. Brian Finley, Dennis Schwitke, Michael Henrik, all first-round selections. Keith was a second-rounder. So was Ryan Barnes. Got a lot of high draft picks on this Barrie Colt Hockey Club.
Well, they do not have a goal here in the championship game. 4-0 the score. They're on the power play. Henrik has shot, rebound. And they score, and it's number 19, Matt Judajitsky, who puts it home, and the Colts are on the board with a power play goal.
Well, it all starts by winning a face-off, and the puck goes back to Michael Henrik, and he gets a shot on net, but that face-off has to be won, and it is. Clean back to Henrik, good hard, low shot on net, and Judajitsky finds nothing but net on the rebound as Caron was down. You can see Verbeek standing in front. He ties up a defenseman, and Caron was down on the ice, didn't have much of a chance. And Matt Judajitsky, the 20-year-old from Mississauga, Ontario, it's a big goal for the Barrie Colts. It pulls them back into the game.
2:04 to go in the second period. A power play goal for Matt Judajitsky at 17:56. His second of the tournament. He now has 3 points. Here's Tim Verbeek. Verbeek with a shot. Caron, the blocker save. It goes into the mesh. And that brings about a stoppage.
Verbeek trying to sneak one in on the short side. 20-year-old from Wyoming, Ontario, who had the series-winning goal against Plymouth in the OHL final. Also had the game winner yesterday afternoon against Halifax in the semifinal game. Tim Verbeek scores the big goals for this club. He's had some of the biggest of the season. They had 21 during the regular season.
That was a career high for number 16, the brother of Pat Verbeek. And Pat is here in Halifax to cheer on his younger brother. Try and win a Memorial Cup. His team is down by 3. Scanzano in his own zone. Back to Perriard. Up to Jan Cadu. Out there with Polnick and Richards. Finley will leave it there for Ryan O'Keefe. Number 2 with a pass to Judajitsky. He didn't see it. And Perriard will just flip it in. 1:15 to go here in the second period. The Colts on the scoreboard, but still trail by 3. Judajitsky fires it in. Perriard is there. Gets it to Tremblay. Out there now it's Fontaine and Beaulieu. Here's Tremblay. Quick shot. Rebound in front. Cleared but not out. Ready Badarni moves in. There's the shot. Finley the save. Tremblay the chance. That one goes wide. Less than a minute to go now in the second period. Oceanic. Pressure. Bouncing puck comes to Ryan Barnes, and he gets it to Michael Christian. Christian at the blue line. For Barnes. Caron will get it. And the Oceanic will get it out. 32 seconds to go now in the second. Christian lost his balance and fired it into the Oceanic zone, and that's where Alex Tremblay will pick it up. Around the boards, kept in by Blaine Down. Down takes a bump. Bedani loses his stick, but the Oceanic will get it out. 13 seconds to go now here in the second period. Joe Roulier being watched by Blaine Down. Right out in front it goes, but Ryan Barnes couldn't catch up to it. 3 seconds to go as Tremblay gets it out. And all the scoring here. A penalty being called right at the end of the period. And we'll have a power play coming up in the third. But right now, let's talk about what's happening in the second intermission. And to do that, let's go down to Darren Millard.
Kevin, we will bring in Joe Tilley for an update from Sports Central, a chat with Barrie's Ryan Barnes and CHL President David Branch. State of the Union address as we continue from the 2000 MasterCard Memorial Cup in Halifax. An offensive explosion from the Rimouski Oceanic. The Q champions trying to add another title to their resume.
MasterCard, the official card and payment system of the Canadian Hockey League.
Well, the Rimouski Oceanic exploding in that second period, outshooting Barrie 17-9 and outscoring them 4-1. Rimouski also outchancing Barrie 9-3 in that second period. So the Rimouski Oceanic just taking off, and obviously you see them winning the face-offs of 62% of them.
How about the Tissot ticker presented by Tissot, Swiss watches since 1853.
Brad Richards leading in the amount of shots on net, also the amount of ice time. And if you look at points in this one, Brad Richards a goal and 1 assist so far. So Brad Richards having a whale of a game already.
And right at the end of the period, Ryan Barnes took a high sticking penalty. So the trouble continues for the Colts. They're down by 3 with 1 period to play and find themselves killing off Rimouski's 5th power play opportunity. Here's Zhuzhitsky moving in by himself. Matt Zhuzhitsky scores! A short-handed goal for Matt Zhuzhitsky. And the Colts cut the lead in half.
Well, this brings the Colts right back in the game. Brad Richards had the puck up by the blue line, and Zhuzhitsky just takes it away. You'll see Richards with it at the blue line. Well, he didn't even have it. Zhuzhitsky poked it right through his legs, and then through the legs of Sebastian Caron. Matt Zhuzhitsky, what a big goal for him, and the Barrie Colts gets his club right back into it. You see Richards just getting that puck poked through his legs, and Zhuzhitsky gets his second goal of the game.
Just 17 seconds into the third period. Matt Zhuzhitsky cuts the lead in half. It's now 4-2.
Barrie Colts.
Still 1 minute and 30 seconds to go, and the penalty to the Colts, Ryan Barnes. Let's see if this gives an emotional lift to the Barrie Colts. Got exactly what they wanted early on. And this power play brought to you by Power Bar, the official energy bar of the CHL, the Canadian Hockey League. An unassisted goal for Matt Zhuzhitsky. 17 seconds in, his second goal of the hockey game, and he has been the offensive force. And it seems like the Colts, if it's the big line, and there are guys like Tim Verbeek and now Matt Zhuzhitsky.
And that goal's going to lift up the bench of the Barrie Colts. Anytime you get a shorthanded goal, it'll fire up the troops, and down just by 2, and still plenty of time here in the third period. The Colts aren't in a bad position.
They've just got to kill off this power play opportunity for the Rimouski Oceanic. 1:14 remaining in it now. Roulier at the point, puts it on net. Molnick is there. He gets knocked down. Here's a chance for Canoe, but he couldn't get a good shot away. Zhuzhitsky stays out there. Has the puck now, and he'll get it out. Henderson in a race for it with Joe Roulier. Roulier gets to it first, but he turns it over, and Ed Hill is there. Reach. Hill fires down the ice. 50 seconds to go in the penalty to Ryan Barnes. The Colts with a shorthanded goal. Just 17 seconds into the third period have made it a 4-2 game. Perriard crosses the blue line. Michel Perriard, top scoring defenseman in the Quebec League this year. Mike Jefferson will get it to the top scorer in the Ontario Hockey League, Sheldon Keefe. He can't penetrate the Rimouski defense. Perriard is there, and will move out slowly. Number 89 with a nice move to get around Jefferson. 15 seconds to go in the penalty. Ryan O'Keefe has Thatcher Bell right there. La Riviere out there now as well with Michel Ouellette. But it's Cation for Keefe, and Keefe was heading off, and here's a chance for Roulier. Long shot. Finley The save as the penalty is over. Both teams at even strength. The Colts, it's mission accomplished on that penalty kill. They pick up a goal and kill off the penalty. Ryan Barnes out there now, number 10. Prevent Rimouski from getting any shots on that last chance. Back they come. Rene Badarni. Jacques Lariviere, number 32. Let and Bell. Now Beaulieu joins them, number 9, and that pass picked off by the other number 9 on the ice, Blaine Down. Shotgun goal favoring the Colts, but barely 26-25. And that's knocked down with a high stick, and that will bring the whistle as we take a look at a draft pick of the Vancouver Canucks.
Rene Badarni out there, and of the 4 defense that are playing a lot, Badarni is one of those guys, a 19-year-old from Slovakia, first year in Rimouski. Can play offensively, defensively. He can play both ways with this Rimouski Hockey Club, and he's played a lot here this afternoon, along with Joe Roulier and also Scanzano and Michel Perriard. The 4 of them have been logging a lot of ice time, and after that shorthanded goal was scored against the Rimouski Oceanic, all of a sudden Brad Richards was up front on the power play and no longer on the blue line.
Not taking any chances. It can't afford to give up any more goals to this Barrie Colts team, who has been down before. Darren Millard touched on it. This is their 6th elimination game. Here is Richards back the other way with Yankadu. Centering pass went behind Richards. And the Colts come back the other way, led by Henderson to Tim Verbeek. Branham heading for the net. That is whistled down on the offside. The Barrie Colts faced elimination against the Sudbury Wolves, twice against the Plymouth Whalers in the championship series of the Ontario Hockey League, and then faced elimination here against the Halifax Mooseheads and the Kootenay Ice, and they've answered the bell every time.
Every time, and Tim Verbeek has scored big goals for his club, not only in the OHL playoffs, but here at the MasterCard Memorial Cup. Tim Verbeek's come up with clutch ones, and his 1 goal here has been a game winner.
16:44 to go in the 3rd period. Rimouski has a 4-2 lead. The captain, Jonathan Beaulieu, wraps it around the boards. Ed Hill does a good job to keep it in. Sheldon Keefe, they get it to Jefferson. Jefferson takes a bump from Roulier. Puck squirts loose. Hill again keeps it in for the Colts. Rene Badarni trying to get it out. Reach this time, keeps it in. Here's a chance. Sheldon Keefe spins. Couldn't get the shot away. Roulier had him tied up. He's got a hold of him, runs him into the boards. Jefferson looking for the puck. Martin has him tied up, and it comes back to Reach. There's a long shot. Caron the save. Into the corner. Martin giving a bump. Jefferson turns it over, and Beaulieu comes back the other way. He's got Alex Tremblay with him. The captain, number 9, and that is offside as Beaulieu made 1 too many moves at the blue line.
Ed Hill having some words with Beaulieu after that one, letting that late shot go. Ed Hill, a Nashville 2nd-round pick in '99, a defensive type defenseman and a leader with this club, 3rd year in the Ontario Hockey League. Ed Hill from Newburyport, Massachusetts, was keeping his eye on Beaulieu after he let that shot go.
Ed Hill, 6'2", 215 pounds. And the Nashville Predators, not the biggest team in the NHL, so they can use a guy with that kind of size. Thatcher Bell. Up there was Jacques Lariviere and Michel Ouellette. Up against Blaine Down, Michael Henrik, and Mike Christian. Perriard knocked down by Blaine Down, number 9. Locked around the other side. Ryan O'Keefe hustling to keep it in, and does. Down, right out in front. Christian has it. Michael Christian, shot on net. Caron the save. And he'll hang on to it. Blaine Down was right in his face.
Thatcher Bell has chipped in with an assist in this game. That gives him 2 in the MasterCard Memorial Cup. And Bell just trying to rise his stock. Not a lot of players that were involved in this year's MasterCard Memorial Cup that were highly ranked as far as the NHL draft is concerned. The top-end players already drafted, and Bell, the highest-ranked player, still remaining, but it gives him a great chance to move up.
And, of course, you will see the NHL draft on CTV Sportsnet from the Saddle Dome in Calgary on June the 24th. Jefferson will try and take the draw. This time, he once again is going to be thrown out. Serge Carpentier has some words for him. Sheldon Keefe in there. And this has been the pattern all game as Mike Jefferson has been thrown out of the circle here time and time again. Thatcher Bell lines up against Keefe from the draw, comes back to Jefferson, up to Cation. There's a shot, goes wide. Fit Keefe centering it out in front. And Sheldon Keefe was all tied up by Thatcher Bell. No Keefe. Bell didn't do anything with it. Jacques Riviere was in the Colts zone. Jefferson muscles his way through, but Darney gives him a bump. He gets it into the Rimouski zone, and the Oceanic will get it out and down the ice. 15-15 to go here in the third period. 4-2 for the champions from the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Shot right on Sebastian Caron, and he's going to hang on to it. The 28th shot he has faced so far this afternoon.
As Jefferson goes right to the front of Caron. Caron will cover that puck up as opposed to play it. He isn't really big on firing that thing around. He will cover it up when in doubt at all and just slow it down and rely on his face-off players to win face-offs for him, and that's what Rimouski does. So Caron, who just plays it close to the vest when the puck's dumped in on him. If he has no play at all, he doesn't try to make something out of nothing. He'll just cover it up.
Now the big line for Rimouski has been making a lot happen today. Juraj Kolnick, one of those players. Kolnick with a goal and an assist, has 8 points now for the tournament. He and Michel Perriard sharing that lead on Rimouski. Jan Cadu battling with Lane down behind the net. Michael Henrik in there looking for the puck. Henrik, number 27, gets it to down. Christian is out in front. Battle for the puck continues. Cadu comes up with and gets it to Brad Richards. Richards with a head of steam. Richards trying to get around Tim Branham. Stops. Richards. There's a shot. Finley the save. Branham there to clear away the rebound. He's hauled down. Cadu will keep it in. Jan Cadu cross-ice pass looking for Richards. Kolnick's out in front. Richards behind the net. Has it. Working his way. Off the net. Great play. Kolnick shoots. Scores. Brad Richards. An outstanding setup for the trigger man, Juraj Kolnick.
How about Brad Richards playing it off the back of the net and then getting it in front for Juraj Kolnick. And for Kolnick, that's his second goal of the game, but keep your eye on Brad Richards. Here's a player that's done this once or twice before. As he off the net, gets it passed down, out to Kolnick, and in the net past Finley. Richards, how heads up a play is this? This is incredible. As he goes right past down off the net. And Kolnick, he saw that one coming. He knew if he goes to the front of the net, chances are Richards is going to get him the puck.
Brad Richards with the assist on the goal by Juraj Kolnick at 5:38 of the third period. And once again, Rimouski has a 3-goal lead. Henderson with a long shot. That's stopped by Caron. Brad Richards, an outstanding performance so far, and he can do so much with a puck. He talked with Darren Millard earlier in the week and talked about how he loves to make the pass that results in a goal, and he did it again. Here's Jurajitsky, the offensive force for the Colts. Out to him for Beek, and he swung and missed. 5:38, the time of the goal, and it has given the Rimouski Oceanic a 5-2 lead against the Barrie Colts here at the MasterCard Memorial Cup.
You ever gonna give that present to Sue?
Yeah, Sue.
You ever gonna give that present to Sue?
You gonna pose for me now?
The new Kodak Advantix camera. So sleek, so small,
What are you doing here? Sue!
so easy.
This is a great camera. Did you know that I wanted one of these for my birthday?
The toughest part is giving it away. Buy an eligible Kodak Advantix camera during the month of May, and Kodak will send a free Advantix camera to anyone you choose.
So what you're saying is you can't change your oil every 5,000 kilometers because you're too busy. So you push it. Just like your cheap brother-in-law at one of those all-you-can-eats. Hey, it's your car. You want to learn the hard way? Be my guest. This is reformulated Quaker State. Protection beyond 5,000 kilometers under any driving conditions. You ought to change your oil on time, but if you can't, can you say insurance? Quaker State. It's been tested. It works. What more do you need to know?
The Subaru Forester has won award after award after award. So what have we done for an encore? made it even better. Introducing the totally restyled Subaru Forester with our best all-wheel driving system ever. And the awards? Still plenty of cargo space to hold them all. Subaru Forester. Sport utility tough. Car easy.
Promotional consideration by Best Western. Canadian hockey's home away from home.
And here's a reminder that the early edition of Sports Central comes up with Joe Tilley at 6 o'clock Eastern Time, 6:30. And then the primetime edition of Sports Central, Jamie Campbell and Mike Toth in all regions at 10 p.m. Right here, 5-2 in the third period. Rimouski's big line has been big in this hockey game. Colts have to answer. Their big line out there now.
Well, you look at Richards and Kolnick, each with 3 points in this game. They have stepped it up, and they've come up with a big effort when their team needed it most, the Memorial Cup final.
And at the other end, Schmidtke, Jefferson, and Keith, they had 9 points in the semifinal. They have been shut out so far this afternoon.
You have to give the Rimouski Oceanic credit as they've shut down that big line of the Barrie Colts. Mike Jefferson out there as the rest of his crew, and for them it's been tough defensively. This Rimouski team has kept them to the outside for the most part. Sebastian Caron has come up with a handful of stops, but he hasn't been tested a ton.
From the faceoff, won by the Colts, gets it to Tim Brannon. Brannon goes down, sends it in the Rimouski zone. Sheldon Keefe is there trying to keep it in. Sean Cation does, but he gives it away to René Vadarny. Battle for the loose puck continues. The Colts will keep it in. Vadarny back behind his own net. Vadarny, nice move to get around Dennis Schmidtke. Passes it up to the captain, Jonathan Beaulieu. He'll flip it into the corner. Alex Tremblay and Branham from blind. Centered out in front by Tremblay as he was going down, but there were no Rimouski players there as they were making a change. Richards steps out on the ice with Uri Kolnick. Kolnick, tough angle. Shot stopped by Finley and goes all the way out to the neutral zone where Brad Richards, who has a goal and 2 assists, picks it up there and gives it to Uri Kolnick. Canu joins that line. He has missed today. 7 points for the big line for Rimouski, and they have been the difference. Back the other way, Christian, long shot. Michael Henry, another shot, saved by Sebastian Caron. Cadu stopped by Henrik, gets it back again. Cleared to the blue line. Reach will keep it in. There's a shot. Caron the save, and he'll hang on to it.
Caron had to look through some legs to find that one, and he did right off the stick. And Sebastian Caron holds on to the puck. Goes back to the point, and it's kept in by Reitz. And his shot to the glove side of Caron, that means no rebound at all. As Sebastian Caron can snag that one right out of the air, and Reitz let it go from the point. Sebastian Caron has been the best goaltender in this tournament right from the start till the end.
And a guy that didn't get a lot of press coming in. We heard so much, of course, about Dan Blackburn, the 16-year-old sensation who turned 17 in the first day of the tournament. We heard so much about Brian Finley, a first-round draft pick, deservedly so. And with Halifax, the goaltending controversy, if you will, Pascal Leclerc getting the start over Alexei Volkov. But it was Caron who has come up huge here for his team. So much offense, but he is an outstanding goaltender. Reach. Being watched closely by LaRiviere, but it's Ryan Barnes who comes away with it. Ryan Barnes out there with Christian and Michael Henry. This second line is the keys for the Colts if they want to come back. If the big line is being shut down, it's these guys who have to provide the offense. Michel Ouellette at the blue line, long shot, that one hit and Hill. Christian back the other way. Christian being watched by Jonathan Beaulieu. Verbeek off his skate, and Verbeek with Zhurajitsky, who had both goals for the Colts, one short-handed here to start the third period. Verbeek working hard, centering it out in front for Henderson, and went over his stick. Cation in there. Behind the net it goes. Roulier. Bouncing puck. Zhurajitsky picks it off. Trying to get around Bell, can't do it. Here's a chance with Thatcher. Bell, and he'll send away the captain. Jonathan Beaulieu moving in. Quick shot. Finley the save. And he'll hang on to it as Bell went crashing into the Colt netminder.
Beaulieu sprung on that play and had the good chance on Finley, but put it right at him. Jonathan Beaulieu has an assist in this one and 4 goals coming into it. And he was thinking about the pass. You can see he kept his options open, but with the defenseman sliding across, Beaulieu knew that there's no way he would get that pass across to Thatcher Bell. So you have to take what's given to you, and what was given to Beaulieu was the shot, and that's what he took.
Barrie Colts have outshot Rimouski so far in this third period, 7-4. But Rimouski has a 3-goal lead. Benoit Martin against Michael Jefferson from the faceoff. Schmidtke will pick it up. Give it to Sheldon Keefe. 121 points during the regular season for the captain of the Barrie Colts. Schmidtke back in his own zone for Nick Robinson. Robinson on the blue line location. An open wing picked off by Martin. Poirier will put it into the Colts zone, and that's where Nick Robinson will pick it up behind his own net. 10.5 minutes to go in the third. Shots on goal continue to favor the Colts, 32-29 now. Martin shoots it back into the Barrie zone. Cation gets to it. Poirier watching him. Poirier keeping it in. Martin in front. Kolnick. Badarni with a shot. Bouncing puck into the corner. Poirier will keep it in for Rimouski. Backhand behind the net. Martin swoops in. Still has it. Right out in front. Here's a chance. Finley the save. He'll poke the rebound ahead to Sheldon Keefe. 9 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the third period. Rimouski trying to win their first Memorial Cup in franchise history. Brad Richards, a big part of it. Here's Richards moving in. Snaps a shot. Scores! Brad Richards! Make it half a dozen for the highest scoring team in the CHL this season. And Brad Richards adds to the total with his second goal of the hockey game.
Great setup by Kolnick to Richards with a little saucer pass through the neutral zone. And that sends Brad Richards all alone. Look at that one. Picked up by Richards. Now Richards keeps his eye on what he has and then quickly pulls the shot high to the glove side on Finley. Now Richards going down the wing. He's got the head up. He can see where he wants to put it, and he wants to put it to the glove side for a left-handed shot on a goaltender that catches with his right hand. Richards can see some net up high, but his stick will see even more net high to the glove side, and Richards did not miss. Good setup by Kolnick. Nice finish by Richards.
You're right, Kolnick with the assist, his 4th point of the game. Brad Richards with his 4th point. And Rimouski has a 6-2 lead. Their biggest offensive output in this tournament was 7 goals against the Colts last Tuesday in a 7-2 victory. It is now 6-2 with 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the third period. Brad Richards out there still. Richards answering all the critics from the Barrie side, namely Mike Jefferson, who said he could not last 5 games in the Ontario Hockey League. Here's Zhudashitsky. His shot stopped by Sebastian Caron. And more pushing and shoving, but happiness is Brad Richards. A 4-point game so far. His team has a 4-goal lead.
It's as digital as documents get. Digital copiers, network printers, color imaging. Yosemite is where documents are going.
Sprint Canada has a gift for making things easier.
Presenting its Easy Home 800. One easy number you give family and friends so they can call you anytime without high collect charges or calling cards. You'll pay just 15 cents a minute when they call.
After all, isn't it better to give and receive?
Get its Easy Home 800 only from Sprint Canada. Call 1-800-THE-MOST.
This is where easy comes to life.
Hey, Granddad.
Yeah?
Man, that's cold.
Cold. You don't know cold. college boy. When I was a boy, I had to walk 20 miles to school in 3 feet in snow. Uphill. In my father's pajamas.
Tim Hortons Ice Cap. It's creamy, it's smooth, it's deep down cool.
Smart guy.
Following our game, we'll head out to the Rose Garden in Portland as the L.A. Lakers and the Portland Trail Blazers go at it in Game 4 of the Western Conference Final on most of these CTV stations. And Matt Judajitsky, 2 goals today, but he finds himself in the penalty box for cross-checking at 11:01. And once again, Rimouski will get a chance on this power play brought to you by Power Bar, the official energy bar of the Canadian Hockey League.
Rimouski 1 for 5 with the man advantage. Their 6th opportunity here, but don't really need a goal, Kevin. They're up by 4.
Barnes with a quick shot. Of course, the last time Rimouski had a power play opportunity, Matt Judajitsky scored just 17 seconds into this 3rd period, but now he's in the penalty box. Joe Roulier there with René Vadarny, Michel Ouellette, LaRivière, and Batcherbel. So the big guys are not out there for Boris Labonte on this power play opportunity. Bell trying to get it back to Roulier, and it's poked out to center. Barnes down, Hill, and Reitz. And that play is ruled offside, and Ryan Barnes not exactly happy with the call.
It shouldn't have been offside as it went off a Rimouski player into the zone. Coach Bill Stewart.
His team gave it a good run. I mean, here's a club that lost its first 2 games at this tournament. They were fined for their conduct during the opening ceremonies when they skated around when there was a ceremony going on. The fact that they did not shake the CHL president's hand, David Branch, and other dignitaries, and that was Sheldon Keefe, who did that acting on his own. The Colts were fined for that, and also leaving the banquet on the first night, a total of $5,000. They have battled back, got themselves in the final, but they're up against one powerful team from Rimouski. Michel Perriard. Scanzano. Cross-ice pass. Here's Perriard. Uri Kolnick. Look at the cross. The pass is going across the box. Perriard long shot. Finley saw that one, and he'll hang on to it. It looked like Kolnick and Richards just playing catch there.
Yes, back and forth. You guys go get your own puck. That sort of situation. Take a look at the scoring leaders. Brad Richards and Uri Kolnick tied for the lead now with each of them with 4-point afternoons going on here. And they've scored some very skilled goals. Brad Richards being sent in by Kolnick. And Richards with a gorgeous cross-ice saucer pass. And now off the back of the net out to Kolnick. It has been unbelievable. Kolnick gives a pass to Richards. He goes in and goes upstairs on Finley. It's been the Brad Richards and Uri Kolnick show. We had talked about it in the beginning of the game that these two will be main players for Rimouski, and they have been, and that's why they're winning.
They're on the power play. Here's Trombley with a shot over top of the net. 41 seconds to go, and the penalty to Matt Judajitsky of the Colts.
Well, for the Barrie Colts, all they can do is try to come back against this Rimouski club and battle as best they can in the last 7 minutes and 40 seconds. For Rimouski, they'll want to keep it as simple as they can, not take any chances defensively. They don't have to score on this power play, but they have to make sure that their third forward is always high in a forechecking situation. They don't get caught on any 2-on-1s or 3-on-2s. And they've done an outstanding job. They went undefeated through the round robin portion, 12-2 in their Quebec Major Junior Hockey League playoffs, and scored the most goals in the CHL this season. So no big surprise that Rimouski is doing what they're doing.
Brad Richards, you could call him a streaky player, Cam. He's got a 45-game point streak. Continues. Trombley with a shot. Here's another chance. Boulier with a blast. Finley made the save. Loose in front. He's not going to get a chance to extend that streak, so it'll end at 45, but he has no problem with that at all. Brad Richards, an outstanding hockey player in the CHL. A +80 for Rimouski this year. Matt Judajitsky steps back on the ice. The penalty is over. Caron out of his net. We haven't seen that too much this afternoon. Fitke moving in. Dennis Fitke, another one of the talented players. Trying the wraparound right out in front. bang away at it. Jefferson in there with a stick, and then he gives a shot to Jacques Lariviere, and that's going to cost him another penalty in the frustration. And Lariviere is also going to get the gate. So Eric Furlat will send both these players off, but here's why.
Well, Caron just covers up the puck, and Jefferson going after it, and then Lariviere comes in, and Jefferson gives him a shot. Referee Furlat will just send them both to the box and keep them off for a couple of minutes. I imagine if it was going a little bit more, it'd have just given them each 10s and it'd be done. But it was enough to only warrant a pair of 2-minute minor penalties.
6:44 to go here in the third period. Kevin Quinn along with Cam Moon, Ryan Walter, and Darren Millard at the 82nd and Memorial Cup from Halifax, Nova Scotia. And what a show they have put on this week. Attendance second highest of any Memorial Cup. And the hospitality has been outstanding in this city. And there is plenty to do, Cam. I don't think we were bored for a minute.
No, it was great. The waterfront is beautiful. The downtown core, outstanding. Peggy's Cove, I like that one.
Breaks back into his own zone, touch it up, and that will be icing against the Oceanic. A team that started the tournament with a victory over the Kootenay Ice of the WHL, a 3-1 victory, and then last Tuesday they dominated Barrie in a 7-2 victory and then beat their other Quebec League team, the Halifax Mooseheads, 5-3. And Doris Labonte sees his team continue to roll along.
Well, you go into, if you get the bye to the final, 8 of the last 10 years, the team with the bye has won the Memorial Cup.
And no team that has finished 1-2 in the round-robin portion, third, has ever won the Memorial Cup. In fact, only one team has done what Barrie has done, and that is make it to the final after going 1-2, and that was in 1994 when Laval advanced to the final against Kamloops, and the Blazers eventually won that. And Bill Stewart, a tumultuous season for his first with the Barrie Colts, but hey, he won them their first OHL championship, and Sheldon Keefe was the OHL scoring champion. Down in there to take the face-off against Thatcher Bell. And that whistled down as Sheldon Keefe started to move a little early. Shots on goal, 35-33 in favor of the Colts. But Uri Kolnick and Brad Richards have been the difference in this hockey game. And once again, whistles, and Bell is out. And Ouellette will take the draw now. The linesmen having a little bit of trouble getting them settled down. Carpentier and Cloutier, the linesmen, from the faceoff. René Vadarny behind his own net, around the boards for Nicolas Poirier, number 11, who's getting more ice time. As the game wears on, flips it into the Rimouski bench.
Well, Thatcher Bell just waiting for this clock to wind down. 6:17 to go here in the third period, and it's going to feel like a long 6:17 for Thatcher Bell and the rest of the Oceanic players. Is they're up by 4. You can almost feel it, but you don't even want to think about that yet, because there's still time to play in this game. And for Barrie, they just want to go as hard as they can the final 6:17 and let the chips fall where they may.
Schmidtke is out there with Down and Keefe. Branham and Cation on the blue line for Barrie. This is Sheldon Keefe. Pass for Tim Branham, number 15, winds, fires a shot. Perron the save, and he'll hang on to it as Keefe is right there, and then he gives a shot to Joe Roulier, and there's frustration. And that has been the downfall of the Barrie Colts in the past. It certainly was in the first 2 games of this tournament. And Sheldon Keefe takes a penalty after the whistle. And it was just a matter of time. Eric Furlat's not going to let that happen.
Well, what that will do basically is just kill off 2 minutes as the Rimouski Oceanic will keep it fairly simple, I'm sure, on the power play. So Keefe will go to the box. It'll be the 7th power play for Rimouski. They're 1 for 6 with the man advantage. They have given up a shorthanded goal in this game.
Matt Zhudajitsky has done all the scoring. 17 seconds into the third period, he did pick up that shorthanded goal, but the Colts are going to have to go back to the Magic again as they're shorthanded. Here is Zhudajitsky out there now. Number 19, With Mike Henderson, another hero. He was the guy that got them into the semifinals with an overtime goal against the Kootenay Ice. Long shot. Henderson chops it out. But it's kept in by Perriard. Michel Perriard fakes the shot. Still has it. Kolnick fires a shot. He was going upstairs there, but he just went too high. Good job by the penalty killer, Zuzitsky. He got it by Brent McClellan. There's a rookie getting some playing time, Cam, on the power play. What a thrill for him.
Good to see him in the game. He's a 17-year-old from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, so he's local and getting a chance to play here.
Here is Richards, and he has played hard all game. Uri Kolnick. Those two have combined for 8 points. McClellan, long shot, and that one didn't miss by much. First round pick. In 99, went second overall to the Rimouski. Oceanic, McClellan looking for Ouellette in front. Cadu. Kolnick back up to McClellan. Looks like they're trying to set him up. Perriard, he'll wind and fire. Henderson locked that, and he'll get it out with 44 seconds to go, and the penalty to keep. McClellan stays out there, gets it to Richards. Richards. McClellan wants the one-timer, but it is Richards who fires the shot, and that one didn't miss the target by too much as he uncorks the bullet.
It looked like it went just up off the dasher and out of play. Brad Richards, 2 goals, 2 assists in this game. They've been quite nice goals and nice assists all the way around as Brent McClellan goes to the box. And Brent McClellan is the other half of the Phil Sauvé trade. Phil Sauvé was dealt from Rimouski this year and went to Drummondville. And coming back from Drummondville was Drummondville's first-round selection. And Rimouski, when they stepped up to the podium, used that selection to pick Brent McClellan. Sauvé eventually went on to Drummondville, who played against Hull in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League final. But Brent McClellan is the future of the blue line for Rimouski.
He, along with Aaron Johnson, seeing some playing time in this final game. 21 seconds to go. Randy Madarny, plenty of time. He gets knocked down by Reed. Here's Benoit Martin with a shot, and Finley comes up with a save. Reeds off the glass, and he'll get it out with 10 seconds left to go on the penalty to Sheldon Keefe. 4 minutes, 12 seconds to go here in the third period. Rimouski on top by the score of 6-2. Alex Tremblay moving in. Here's a chance now. Benoit Martin shoots. Finley comes up with the save. The penalty is over, but it is Rimouski dominating here at the 2000 MasterCard Memorial Cup. Winning number is the 50th.
It's time you discovered what automotive journalists have known for years. Hyundai builds great cars. And right now, you can discover 0% financing on selected models or great low leases during Discovery Days at your Hyundai dealer now.
At every one of our hotels, we welcome the hard-working business traveler. Comfort Inns provide excellent value and friendly service. Quality hotels offer special executive rooms and in-room coffee. Econo Lodges give you a good room at a good rate. And all feature our guest satisfaction guarantee.
Hi, hon. Don't you love the couch over there?
No. Choice Hotels. All the signs of a great hotel.
Time now for the close shave of the game, brought to you by Big Shavers. Quality you expect, convenience you need, price right. It happened in the second period. It was only 1-0 at the time. Alex Tremblay moving in. Fires a shot. Brian Finley made the save. The rebound is loose, but it's cleared away, and it's our big close shave of the game. It is 6-2 here with 4:01 left to go in the third period. Rimouski on top. Michel Ouellette with a shot, and there's Brian Finley again making the save as Rimouski is poured plenty of rubber his way this game.
Yeah, just peppering them with 36 shots so far, and it looks like Rimouski's trying to go to the glove side on Finley. They've scored the majority of their goals here this afternoon to the glove side on Brian Finley. It looks like that's the place they're trying to get those shots.
From the faceoff, back to Aaron Johnson. There's a shot. Doesn't make it through. Thatcher Bell looking for the loose puck, but it's picked off by Tim Branham. He gets it up to Dennis Schwitke. Schwitke with Branham. Goes right through Aaron Johnson. Knocks him down. He quickly gets up. Henrik will keep it in for the Colts. Schwitke behind the net, centering it out for down. That's picked off. And here is Jacques Lariviere. Stopped by Tim Branham. Branham has it again. Johnson gives it away. Branham with Schwitke in front. Dennis Schwitke right out there. Johnson saves it. Down with a shot. That's blocked. Branham bounces it in. Down with a shot again. Henrik trying to get it on Sebastian Caron. So Aaron Johnson, his first shift, he took a penalty. That time, he cleared the puck away from danger. Michel Perriard back the other way. He is stopped. Rimouski making changes with 3:04 to go now. Judajitsky. Shot. Oh, what a save by Sebastian Caron. Cation with another touch. The save there as it rolls by the net. Caron with 2 quick saves. Nicolas Poirier back the other way. Out there with Briere and Jean-François Babin. Joris Labonte using all of his bench now, giving all his players a chance to be on the ice with just 2:36 to go. Anderson will get it out, race for the puck. And Wales, Kyle Wales getting a chance for the Barrie Colts.
Well, we're getting down to the later stages of the game. Just 2 minutes and 22 seconds left to go, and we're seeing all the bench being used in both cases. And that's good to see both coaches, Doris Labonte there for the Rimouski Oceanic, using all of his players. And Barrie Colts are also doing the same at this point. Doris Labonte just explaining to his guys, Brad Richards down there on the bench and Juraj Kolnick, that let's just keep it simple here and let's get out of this unscathed in the last couple of minutes and be done with it and get our names put on a trophy.
82nd edition of the Memorial Cup. The Quebec League looking for their first championship since the Hull Olympique did it when they hosted the tournament in 1997. 98, it was Portland the winners. Last year, it was Ottawa. Basketball follows us here from Halifax, and we're going to the Rose Garden in Portland. The Lakers taking on the Trailblazers. Shaq and company with a 2-1 lead. You'll see that game on most CTV stations. Bill Stewart and his crew have had a long season. 92 games worth of suspension. This is their 6th elimination game. They've had all sorts of controversy and are spilled over to the first day here at the Memorial Cup, but this team has battled back, and they are OHL champions for a reason. McClellan with a shot. That one doesn't get through. Less than 2 minutes to go now in the hockey game. 38-31. The shots on 37, I should say. Shots on goal in favor of the Colts, but where it counts, they trail by 4. Ryan Barnes being watched by Poirier. Verbeek will get it back to Nick Robinson. Robinson off the glass and out. Brent McClellan and Aaron Johnson now. The future for Rimouski out there on the blue line as time winds down. And Hill will get it out. There's Aaron Johnson, 44. Takes a hit from Ryan Barnes. Ties it up for Verbeek, and they're looking for it, but the whistle goes. And what a thrill for those two players as we look at the Barrie Colts. Not too thrilled with what's happening here this afternoon.
But they did have a very good season. They were, they worked hard the whole season long. They came up with a solid regular season, went through the playoffs, had their ups and downs in playoffs. They were down 3-2 to the Plymouth Whalers in the OHL final, and they battled back there. And it looked like they were done here, down 0-2. But they battled back to get to this final.
Wales with a shot that goes wide. Barrie, the number 5 ranked team in the country, and they knocked off Plymouth, the number 2 ranked team in the nation. But it's Rimouski, checked in at number 3. The highest ranked team in this Memorial Cup, and they are less than a minute away from becoming champions. Kyle Wales back the other way for the Colts, trying to get a shot to Michael Henrik. Snaps it. That one goes wide off the back of the net. Wales banging away at it. Henrik in the corner. Aaron Johnson has him tied up. 40 seconds to go now. Rimouski Oceanic, the top scoring team in the CHL. The top scoring player in Brad Richards was outstanding today. 2 goals, 2 assists. Uri Kolnick, 2 goals, 2 assists. The folks here at the Halifax Metro Center on their feet, saluting the champions from the Quebec League, who will soon become the champions of the CHL. 5 seconds to go. Shot by down. Colts battling to the end, but it won't matter. The championship belongs to the team from Rimouski. Undefeated in the 2000 Memorial Cup Tournament. Doris Labonte celebrates the first championship for the town of Rimouski in junior hockey.
Well, you got to give him credit from pillar to post of this whole MasterCard Memorial Cup. The Rimouski Oceanic were the #1 team.
They defeated the Barrie Colts 7-2 last Tuesday and defeat them 6-2 here in the championship game. Brad Richards. He can smile now. What an outstanding performance. So much pressure on him. 186 points during the regular season, and at the other end, the Barrie Colts battling right to the end. Many believed after going 0-2, the Colts had no chance to get to the final, but they did it. Just the second team in Memorial Cup history to finish the round robin at 1-2 to make it to the final. But Rimouski, an outstanding performance this afternoon. The stars were stars.
Yeah, they truly deserve to have their names on the Memorial Cup. And players like Brad Richards, Uri Kolnick come up with a big game, each of them with 4 points. Benoit Martin right there with an outstanding goal in this game when he went short side on Brian Finley. The Rimouski Oceanic done a great job, and they really do deserve it. The Barrie Colts, they worked hard here today, but when it came right down, they just didn't quite have what it would take to beat this Rimouski Hockey Club.
6-2 is the final score in favor of Rimouski. They are the 2000 MasterCard Memorial Cup champions. We'll have more from Halifax when we come back here on CTV.
Hey, Mr. Two-Belt, why don't you change your oil every 5,000 kilometers? And remember, women know when you lie. Look, missing an oil change is like giving a woman a vacuum cleaner for her birthday. You know better. Come on, consider the risk. This is reformulated Quaker State. Protection beyond 5,000 kilometers under any driving conditions. Can you say insurance? Because I could say I told you so. Reformulated Quaker State. It's been tested. It works. What more do you need to know?
This is a rental car. It's just a car, not even your car. So what's the big difference when you're choosing? Price. You search, get the rates, and what you're really looking for is a great car at a low rate. That's Thrifty. So the next time you need a rental car, call Thrifty. Just what you want. Just Thrifty.
How was the trip? Hey, Dad. Good to see you. You're 4 feet off the curb.
You changed your hair again.
Give me a big hug. Come on. Well, we're really looking forward to relaxing here this week. Good. I just blew up the air mattress for you. Great.
For every reason to travel, there's a Best Western to stay in, including one near your in-laws. Get a single-use DC Comics superhero camera with every stay.
For every guy who knows clean is a relative term. For every guy with the ability to follow more than 3 programs at once. For every guy who sees no reason to dirty another glass. And for every guy who'd rather not spend the weekend in a mall, we'd like to introduce you to the Dodge Durango. It has the most cargo space, towing capacity, and power of any SUV in its class. The Dodge Durango, it's good to be a guy.
They are celebrating here in Halifax the championship by the Rimouski Oceanic. Let's take a look now at our play of the game. It's brought to you by Kodiak. Kodiak, value, service, tradition since 1912. Cam, these players have been doing it all tournament. Brad Richards, what a pass he makes to Uri Kolnick, and Kolnick buries it.
Cross ice pass to Kolnick, and he goes short side on the glove.
That made it 3-0. It's our Kodiak play of the game. And there are the faces of the Rimouski Oceanic. Let's throw it down to Darren Millard with our tournament MVP. Darren?
With Tracy Folks-Hansen, Vice President of Marketing for MasterCard Canada, to make the presentation of MVP to Brad Richards.
Brad, on behalf of MasterCard Canada, congratulations on a great win today, on a great season and a great tournament this week. Here's your MVP trophy. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tracy. Brad, you and I talked yesterday, and we discussed the visualization and seeing this moment. How does the real thing feel?
It's unbelievable. It hasn't sunk in yet, but the last 8 minutes was the best time of my life in hockey, and I just sat there and enjoyed it, and we're gonna celebrate, and I can't wait to lift the cup.
You guys had a tight checking first period, but you exploded in the second. What changed?
We didn't play well at all in the first period. We came out in the second. Everybody said, let's go. We got to do it for each other. You know, we've been this far. We may as well put it all on the line. And we came out well. Everybody was nervous in the first, but the second we just came out and went on a mission.
Did you have something to prove out there? Because you certainly felt and looked like you had come something off your shoulders.
Well, there's some comments in the paper this week by another guy in the Barrie Colts team, and it motivated me a lot, and I just wanted to go out and win the Memorial Cup and show what kind of player I am.
You guys have such an outstanding offense, but give me a comment, first of all, on your goaltender, Sebastian Caron.
Well, he should be MVP probably of the tournament. He held us in every game, every first period. He's been there, and he's been there all year, and he's going to have a great career.
You know what? You're not done yet. There's a trophy presentation to come. Go enjoy the moment.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go back to Kevin and Cam.
Thank you, Darren. And again, congratulations to Brad Richards, the MVP of the 2000 MasterCard Memorial Cup. And now Dave Branch, the president of the Canadian Hockey League, has the pleasurable task of handing the trophy for the Memorial Cup over to the captain, Jonathan Beaulieu. The first veteran league championship since 1997, when the Hull Olympics, who hosted the tournament, won it all. And what a feeling for this Rimouski team.
I imagine the whole Rimouski and area has to be so excited right now. It's the first Memorial Cup for Rimouski, and they should really enjoy this, because this is a special time, not only in the history of the hockey club, but in a history of the town.
Cam, you and I were there for Game 2 of the Quebec League Final, and we saw firsthand how much the town of Rimouski loves this hockey team.
It's unbelievable. When they come out onto the ice, the whole place goes crazy. When it's game night in Rimouski, you can't go anywhere in Rimouski and not know it. They just love their club, and the team really loves the town.
This celebration continues. Let's go downstairs and join Darren.
With the product of Guernsey Cove, PEI, Thatcher Bell, how does this feel?
It's almost impossible to put in words. I mean, my whole life when I was young, I dreamed of this. We got here. Everybody in the team gave 100%. Just incredible. We got great fan support today from the Halifax fans. We appreciate that a lot, and I can't put it into words.
And you guys did it with your own style, a lot of offense.
That's it. I mean, we used our speed all week. Offense is our game. We did it. Wow, what can I say?
Hey, go enjoy the party, okay?
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Darren. Thatcher Bell showing the excitement of the Rimouski Oceanic as they are 2000 MasterCard Memorial Cup champions. More from Halifax when we come back here on CTV.
My day starts here, but who knows when it'll end. That's why I use Speed Stick Ultimate Deodorant. It's formulated to give you antibacterial protection that kills odor. I know I can count on Speed Stick to provide protection for a full 24 hours. Because 9 to 5 just doesn't exist anymore. Speed Stick Ultimate Deodorant. For tough 24-hour protection.
I am what hockey has been waiting for. Every shot is a shot at the big time. One shot closer to becoming one of the greatest players and greatest names of the most incredible game in the world. What's your dream?
CTV Sports is proud to present the 2000 MasterCard Memorial Cup from the Metro Center in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Brought to you by Canadian Tire, still the right place. By Dodge, a proud sponsor of Major Junior Hockey. By Molson Canadian, it's a Canadian game. And by Sherwood, proud to serve the hockey world.
The best hockey team in the CHL plays in Rimouski, and the coach is with our Darren Millard.
Doris, you said that you coached this team to play this style because they were so adept at it. It certainly paid off.
Sure. Our team is the team that we have seen. You have seen from the second period. The first period, we didn't put our heart on the eye. We're maybe too nervous or whatever, whatsoever. But after that, the team we have built is a team playing with a great heart, talent, heart, and we can play defense. We didn't like to hear all season long that we were just an offensive team. We are now 49-0-0 when we're leading after 2 periods, and we have always been confident in that team. But beating such a good team, they were the Ontario winners and the champions, and they deserve it. And they played well. They pushed us on the ropes early in the game, and it was very difficult. That's why that win is so more important for us.
We're getting bumped out here. The team picture. Go enjoy it, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Let's go back to Kevin and Cam.
Well, isn't that a sight, Cam Moon? The Rimouski Oceanic celebrating the 2000 MasterCard Memorial Cup Championship. And here's a team that went undefeated throughout the tournament. And yes, indeed, Doris Labonte talked about it. The team offensively gifted. We saw that today, but they can also protect the lead when they have to.
Oh, they do a great job in doing so. They don't change their forechecking system at all. This Oceanic club will still send 2 guys in on the forecheck, but they make sure that the 3rd guy is high, way high in the slot, and that way if the puck does get turned over, there's no 3-on-2s or 2-on-1s. They're just giving up a 3-on-3 situation. I like the way they play.
And the last line of defense, Sebastian Caron. Here's a guy that did not get as much ink as the other 3 goaltenders that came to this tournament, but he certainly showed his worth today.
He really did. A Pittsburgh Penguin draft pick, Sebastian Caron. It was outstanding all the way through this tournament and throughout the playoffs. And I think Brad Richards really nailed it on the head. He is going to be an outstanding professional goaltender.
And there's a look at Sebastian Caron. He and his team continue to celebrate. And let's get some thoughts now from Darren Millard and Ryan Walter. Guys?
3rd time in 5 years the QMJHL wins the Memorial Cup. They did it with high-octane offense. They may be onto something here.
Brad Richards, I thought, dominated this game, Darren, so well. It certainly was the start of the game. But not only that, the start of the tournament. When your best players step up and they're your best players throughout a tournament, you're going to win. This is a pretty good team, this Rimouski team.
Did we underestimate their defensive prowess, though?
I think we underestimated maybe their commitment to the details of the game. Their face-offs were good. Their changes were good. Certainly we talk about the offense, but their young defensemen played all right. So every part of their game was going. Caron was pretty good. So I think whenever you win a championship, the little details are the things that make you win.
They didn't even hit a bobble.
No, they didn't. The only bobble was carrying the cup around here and falling, but I would agree. But that's their whole season. When you talk to their coaching staff, they started good. Their middle part of their season was good. Their finish was unbelievable. Their playoffs were 12-2, and now they've got a Memorial Cup.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Darren.
They're the Canadian Hockey League's highest-scoring team with the Canadian Hockey League's highest-scoring player. Now the Rimouski Oceanic have climbed the Canadian Hockey League's highest peak. They are the 2000 MasterCard Memorial Cup champions, and they will celebrate in style in Halifax. For Ryan Walter, Kevin Quinn, Cam Moon, producer Maria Maida, I'm Darren Millard. Good afternoon from Halifax.